It is. I'm glad. Hi, Cole.
I just like David for me. I can tell you which one I'm presenting on. It's 24, the one that
I don't have it right now, but you can give it to me tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Just figured I'd ask before I get up there on the spot.
Cool, I do.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Yep, I see, yep. Thanks.
It's much cooler in here.
Number one.
Keep it on the other side there, Mulligan.
I'm not spilling.
Nobody ever means to spill. It's
I
nice.
know. That was like, bam. Thank you.
You're welcome. At least to get an umbrella.
So wait, so that one that tells you about
It doesn't.
okay, and I can tell, he was asking me
No, it
about it,
doesn't. That was a page.
so I'll tell him. That's okay? With you? If I tell him? Okay.
But it's not cold.
Yeah, the combination. No, I understood you. I just don't want to step on your toes.
Sorry, excuse my bad, I apologize.
No. Can't even hit.
If I start, I can't stop.
Don't start chomping. I hear little people. Oh, there's okay. Sue, did we get the stroller? Did we get the youngins?
Young children? Yes. Yeah. So the first is postponed.
She's the candy man. Okay.
Are they the applicants?
Group number 10. And I think the postponement number, she said to me, yeah.
So also
That's the
go
only
to
one.
number 10 on the
Unfortunately.
See how fast it goes, yeah.
You ready? Holly's ready?
School is no longer in session. Stay up later.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I would like to brief you on some of the rules and procedures we use during our hearings. When your hearing number is called, the applicant or representative will come to the podium, and if they are not an attorney, they will be sworn in by our executive secretary. They will then present their case. The board members may or may not ask questions of the applicant. We will then ask if there are any interested parties who would like to speak either for or against the application. We will then allow the applicant to give some brief rebuttal remarks to address any concerns of the interested parties. The stenographer can only take one person's testimony at a time, so we ask that you do not call out from the audience for testimony. We will give everyone a chance to be heard this evening. Sometimes proceedings do not end till 1 a.m. or later, but everyone will be given the opportunity to be heard. Lastly, at approximately 9 p.m., our stenographer will have been typing for about 2 hours, and we will take a 10-minute break. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any postponements tonight?
We have one postponement, hearing number 1, Appeal 23-242, Bernadette Imperiali at 620 Franklin Avenue, Massapequa.
Is anybody here for that hearing? Let the record reflect no one appeared. And please call the first case.
First case is hearing 2, Appeal 23-251, Marissa Burns at 34 Franklin Place, Massapequa.
Hi, raise your right hand. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
Yes, I
Name
do.
and address, please.
Yes, Charles Broody, architect, 30 Bethesda Lane, Sable, New York, 11782.
Next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. As stated in the call that was sent out, homeowner wishes permission to construct the proposed second-story addition and front roofed-over porch with an existing side yard setback of 5.2 feet instead of the required 8 feet. Total side yard setback of 19 feet instead of the required 20 feet. Total building coverage, 33.28% instead of the permitted 25%. Also involved is the total square footage of the addition and the existing structure of 25.6 square feet instead of the permitted 2250 square feet. all in the R1-7 zone on a non-conforming lot size on this piece of property. I would like to possibly amend one of the articles with regard to the height variance. We will conform to the 28-foot height. So that could be,
Very good, we like that. So you're going to conform to the height, and then you're going to have
Correct.
to submit a new plan to
Yes.
the office?
Yes.
Okay.
3 sets, please.
yep.
Okay. Have you spoken to any of the neighbors?
No, I have not, I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Next is hearing number 10, Appeal 23-356, Paul Palazzo at 131 East Zoran Drive in Farmingdale.
Raise your right hand, sir. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Paul Palazzo, 131 East Zoran Drive, Farmingdale, New York, 11735.
Thank you.
Good evening. Back here from October, I started a second-floor addition onto my house, and we came across an issue with the plans. I was approved for a cantilever 6 feet over the back right side of my house, and when the construction started, the contractor and the architect adjusted the plan to enclose the area underneath the cantilever. So we had to submit a new set of plans, which is going to be number B on the call. And then due to that, I had to do number 1 for the variance for a reduction of off-street parking from 1 spot to 2 spots on the street.
On the street?
Yeah, because the garage becomes 6 inches too short to fit a
You can't put a
car.
car in the garage, and you can only put one in the driveway?
Correct, but I intend to make it to, intend after the construction's done, to make it 2 spots on the property,
Side by side.
side by side, yes.
And you do have, I was there today, so you do have the room to do that.
I do have room, and I found out through this that I do have a double apron and the room. However, my survey from when I bought the house doesn't reflect it.
Do you have a parent-child?
I what?
A parent-child use?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
The other parking space that you're going to create, does the building department know? Is it to code? Because sometimes we let people park a car on their property that doesn't conform to what the town, I believe it's 9 by 18?
So I do have enough room. I currently do have the concrete there. Unbeknownst to me, it wasn't on the survey.
So your variance will be amended then, for A, you're going to provide 2 parking spaces.
Though they had me adjust the variance for 2 spots on the street. Reduce the.
The street doesn't count. We have no jurisdiction over the street. Anybody can park in the street.
Okay.
So
So I need 2 spots on my property. I will have 2 spots on my property. And I will get that approved by the town.
But after, I think we're saying the plans that he submitted didn't reflect the driveway as it is. So in order for him to complete his construction, then he'll be able to come in, if this is granted, then he can come in and amend and with the new survey upon completion and show that he does have the 2 spots.
Okay.
But his survey was done wrong, unfortunately. He's got the curb cut, but they didn't show the concrete.
All right. Okay.
I just have one other, so I currently have a hardship. I have 4 children. Currently, we're living in my mother-in-law's house in 1 bedroom. Due to this amendment, we've been delayed 2 months, and,
We will vote on your application tonight,
okay,
okay?
thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this, anybody have any more questions from the board?
No, you answered them, that's perfect.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is hearing 3, appeal number 23261, Brad and Lauren Neer at 62 Euclid Avenue, Massapequa.
I am sweating bullets, is it? Holy moly. It's really not, I can't.
Good evening, board.
Time to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes.
Your name and address, please.
I
and
didn't
whoever's
have
gonna
any.
speak. Oh, you both are.
Brad Neer,
I wanted-
62 Euclid Avenue, Massapequa.
Lauren Neer, 62 Euclid Avenue, Massapequa.
Thank you.
Okay, we're asking the board for a variance for a front yard setback. Currently, our average front yard setback is 27.88 feet. We're looking to go to 25.02 on a front porch addition and a second-story dormer. I don't know, currently this is our house,
I'll take it
800
past
square
the
foot
applicant.
house,
800 square foot.
850. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep it in the Massapequa area. Instead of making it into a box, put a front porch on so it looks similar to this house, rather than looking like our neighbor's house here. Not saying it's bad, but just we don't like the boxy look.
Okay. These are examples.
And we're trying to, rather than go out wider, the little amount of space.
So that's a
we-
yay and that's a nay?
Correct, exactly.
Me
And we're
too.
trying, we have a 100 by 100 property, so we're trying to keep, we have a lot of trees on the property, and we want to make sure we keep as many trees as possible without
Yeah,
damaging them.
that's our side yard, so we're gonna keep the side yard. I don't wanna cut down any of our trees. We wanna keep the pretty trees, just go
Yeah.
up and out to make it look cute. in the
And
front.
then the other issues that we had, the other variances here listed were, we had sheds that we installed when we first moved in 12 years ago. And I think one was at 2.58 feet instead of 3 feet setback. And the other one was at 2.83 feet and 2.75 feet rather than the 3 feet setback. I took pictures of our sheds here. Next to our neighbor's house is, next to our neighbor's shed, there's another shed right across the fence. And the same thing over here is, there's a neighbor's garage right behind here and their hedges, and nobody's had issues with it.
Okay.
I went to the property today. I happened to be on the block, and it does conform with the character of the neighborhood.
Oh, thank you. Just said hi.
We do that.
Yeah, our neighbors are excited for this to all get, our neighbors are all excited for this whole thing to get moving. They're like, yeah, your house needs some work.
It's going to be beautiful.
Don't go yet.
Oh, don't go.
Anybody else have any questions from the board? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Great, thank you very
You
much.
go now, thank you.
Next is hearing 4, appeal 23-274, Matthew Pocaro at 35 East Iroquois Street, Massapequa.
Raise your right hand, please. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Name and address, please.
It's Michael Lorado of Captain Permit, 245 Route 109, Suite D, West Babylon, New York.
Thank you.
So we're here today to for a variance to construct a second floor addition, having less front yard setback, side front yard setback, and side yard setback roof pitch exceeding maximum building coverage than permitted by ordinance, also encroachment of eaves and gutters, and then also Part B variance to construct first floor addition and second floor addition exceeding maximum gross floor area. So with regards to the setbacks, this house is a non-conforming lot. It's 8,000 square feet in an R110 zone where 10,000 square feet is required. Proposed second floor addition has a current setback of 25.9 feet. The proposed second floor addition for a minimum side yard setback is 28.25 feet instead of the 30. And the proposed second floor addition regarding the minimum side yard setback is 9.6 feet instead of the 10. All these setbacks are currently existing on this house, so the additions that are being done on it are not going to be going over the existing foundation. They're just staying within the existing foundation. They're not exceeding it. With regards to the roof pitch, having a 512 instead of a 612, this is how the house was built, so he's keeping the same roof pitch throughout. It's not like he changed it. This is how it is existing. And then with regards to the proposed first-story addition exceeding permitted coverage of 20%, having 26.8, it's only a 72 square foot addition off of this, and then also for the total gross floor, it's only 26.75 square feet total that you're adding over gross floor. And like I said, everything is staying within the foundation, existing foundation, so he's not asking for anything more than what's currently sitting there.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
All right, thanks,
Thank
have
you.
a nice night.
Hearing number 5, Appeal 23-283, Michael LaRose at 28 Cedar Street, Massapequa.
Prompts how to join these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Lou Trentadue, 32 Design Studio, 133 Lincoln Avenue, Pelham, New York, 10803. I'd like to give the stenographer a card.
Certainly.
Just spelling my last name.
Thank you. I think you dropped something on the track. I dropped some.
Thank you, Keely.
You may begin.
Thank you. Firstly, thank you for having us here this evening. I represent the interest of Mr. Michael and April LaRose. They have 2 children, another one on the way. They live at the address in question, and they are seeking relief from the board in regard to 3 items. The first is we have an excess of lot coverage. They're in an R17 zone. Their lot is 6,000 square feet. We cannot make the minimum lot coverage of 25%, and we are requesting relief from the board for an excess of what will be 152 square feet. We're also seeking relief from the board in regard to a driveway that has to encroach on the side yard. The minimum setback for a driveway in the R17 zone is 8 feet. We're seeking relief for 5.83 feet. The reason why we're expanding the driveway is because this project, which is primarily a kitchen expansion, is not only adding 58 square feet to the existing footprint of the home, it's also taking a bite out of the garage behind the area where we are proposing the addition. That bite out of the garage will reduce the depth of the one vehicle parking condition in the garage to 12.5 feet. We need a minimum of 19 to 20 feet. So knowing that we would need a variance, I suggested to the owner we should propose the second driveway space and see if we can be approved for a less than 8-foot setback on the right side. And then the third reason we needed a variance, and this was really all bets off for the client, there's specific plan notations from 1972 and 2016. The records show it was primarily for a deck in 2016. I believe that's as the result of the previous owner sanitizing the history of the property in regard to selling it to the current homeowner. This particular owner, I believe I had mentioned they bought the home in 2016. They understand that anything that is ever done to the home from this point forward would have to go before the board again. If they ever do a portico, they don't think they'll do a second story, but they know that if they do, that would be one of the things that they would have to apply for. There are 2 decks on the property. The one in the rear has a permit. The one on the side had a permit. The one on the side is going to come down because that's where the addition will go. They would only like to have a landing with steps down to the grade and maybe put a patio in that area. I want to give the board, who could I give these to? Thank you. Those are aerial photos taken from Google Earth. You're going to see on the left side of the property, there's a little rectangle. That is a Rubbermaid shed. The client understands that they can't have a shed that close in the side yard to the property. They're removing that shed, and we wrote it down on that photo as well. The other item I'd like to give to the board, we have consent letters.
Thank you.
The owner was able to get a consent letter from the most affected neighbor, which is on the right side of their property concerning the driveway and the expansion, as well as the left neighbor, and they also got one from the front neighbor, one of the neighbors across the street, if you will. That essentially concludes what I would say for this project. I'll open up to any questions if you can. If you'd like to ask me anything, I'd be very happy to answer.
I have no questions. Anybody have any questions?
I don't, you explained
I'm
everything very
familiar
well.
with this block, and I know the homes, what they're like there. It's very much in character.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's very much in character with the neighborhood.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Anybody wishing to be heard from the audience on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public
Okay,
hearing is
thank you.
closed, and the decision of the board will be forward to you by this office.
Thank you very much. Please have a lovely evening.
You too.
Enjoy
Drive
the rest of
safe.
your summer. I don't think I'll be back for a while.
Lucky man. Next is hearing number 13, which is Appeal 23-254, Shamshir Ali at 161 Haverford Road in Hicksville.
Good evening.
Please raise your right hand. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Name and address, please.
Salvatore Crescia, permit to us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board.
Thank you.
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Ali. Property is 161 Haverford Road in Hicksville, located in R17 zone. He's proposing a reconstruction of his dwelling that does not have the minimum required average front yard setback of 25.56 feet along Dartmouth Drive. We're proposing 17.9 feet, and please note that this is on the second front yard, as the proposed reconstruction and portico do not have the minimum front yard setback of 27.4 feet along Haverford Road. We're proposing 25 feet to the dwelling and 20.8 feet on the portico. The proposed reconstruction and two-story balcony with steps to grade don't have the required 25-foot rear yard setback. We're proposing 7.5 feet to the dwelling and 11.3 to the balcony. This is a corner lot, so the rear yard becomes side and so on and so forth. The proposed reconstruction does not have the required roof pitch of 612. We're proposing 3.512, which I believe if it goes to a 612, we'll be here for a height variance. The proposed reconstruction also exceeds coverage. The required coverage is 25%. We're proposing 25.35%, a minimal change of 0.35. And the gross floor area of 2609.74 square feet to 2769.8 square feet, which is a minimal change of 160.6 square feet. The driveway will also not meet the required 8-foot setback. It'll have a side yard setback of 2 feet. There is a code compliance case on this because Mr. Ali was not aware he needed to wait for this permit before starting to demo the interior of his home, which is wound him up in court, but that case has been settled from my understanding.
Okay. Michael, can I see the elevations on this, please?
I believe he said 2 feet on the driveway, but he says 1.3.
I have 2 feet. This is 1.3? What are we on? 6? Yeah, that's why. Wait, we're on 13.
Yeah.
We're on 13.
So did Don have the wrong one?
Let's see this covered balcony. And there's steps to grade. That's what I wanted to say. And that's the front. I still don't like the roof pitch. The roof pitch, you know that the town adopted a roof pitch variance so that we wouldn't have houses that'll look like that.
Correct. I think in this case, they preferred not having a height variance as opposed to the roof pitch, because I think if we, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but if they changed it to the required roof pitch, it would put them over height.
Yeah, of course it would. That's why
Right, so I think they went with the
we
roof
could
pitch.
ask for both. All right, well, we'll talk about it. Anybody else have any questions?
I had a note on here, basement and garage with a question mark, from when I saw, so,
There's no cellar entrance, the basement is finished, there is egress. However, there is no cellar entrance to this
is
home.
there a bathroom in the basement?
There you go.
Thank you.
three-piece?
Three-piece?
Three-piece bathroom?
Three-piece, but no cellar entrance?
No
okay.
cellar entrance,
Is it a
no.
10-foot ceiling in the basement?
Yeah, it's under, this is not a brand-new construction, it's a reconstruction of the existing home. It's 6'11" in the basement.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I just, so I looked at all my stuff last week, I had the wrong date down for the board meeting, so I'm just trying to figure out why I wrote garage. Is something going on in the garage that made it unusual? In any way, shape, or form? Sorry to put you on the spot.
That I'm aware of.
Okay.
I sent it down to you.
No? Okay.
It's a proposed driveway.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much, thanks for the consideration, have a great night.
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 6, Appeal 23-246, Joseph and Jill Amirati at 292 North Utica Avenue, North Massapequa.
Would you raise your right hand? Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Kathleen Donnelly, 1943 Wantagh Avenue, Wantagh, New York,
Can you bring the
11793.
microphone down to your face, please? Thank you.
Yes. Good evening, board members. My name is Kathleen Donnelly. I'm a senior associate at Long Island Architecture Studio in Wantagh. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of our clients who stand behind me, Joseph and Jill Amirati, who are the owners and residents of 292 North Utica Avenue in Massapequa, which is located in Zone R1-7. They are both lifetime residents of Long Island and purchased this home in 2017 for their growing family. Jill has been a second-grade teacher for 20 years, and due to changing work conditions, Joe is working from home full-time. I have an exhibit that I'd like to present to the board.
Thank you.
That is a satellite map showing the subject property and their
Are they all the
neighbors.
same?
Yes, they're all the same. I'll be speaking about it a few times during the presentation. We're requesting a variance to construct a rear covered patio and a rear one-story addition, which would increase the building coverage to 27.53%, where the maximum allowed is 25%. There are many other properties on the street with similar-sized additions, which can be seen on the satellite map. We are also requesting a variance to maintain the following existing structures: a 10.4-foot by 4-foot one-story addition exceeding the maximum allowable building coverage and with an aggregate side yard of 19.27 feet, where the minimum is 20 feet. A 4.9-foot by 2.4-foot one-story addition exceeding the maximum allowable building coverage, and a driveway having a side yard setback of 1.3 feet, where the minimum is 12 feet. These additions in the driveway were constructed prior to the Amiratis' purchase of the home 6 years ago and have clearly been that way for many years. There are many other properties on their street with similar driveway sizes and locations, which can also be seen on the satellite map, and the neighbors have not raised issue with either the additions or the driveway. And thank you for the opportunity to present.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
No, I was to the property today, and you're right, the driveway conforms to the rest of the neighborhood. Everybody has the larger driveways, which is great for snowstorms.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 21, Appeal 23-260, Hagar Karen at 6 Richard Lane, Syosset.
Good evening, Chairman Byrne, members of the board. Appearing for the applicant, Howard Avertine, 2116 Merrick Avenue, Merrick. I appreciate you taking me out of order to accommodate my other obligation. Thank you very much for that. This is the application of Hagai Karen for variances required in order to construct a new single-family dwelling. The premises under application is located at the southeast corner of Ronald Lane and Richard Lane in Syosset. It has a street address of 6 Richard Lane. It is also known as Section 15, Block 148, Lot 36 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. The property is currently developed with a single-family home. By this application, the applicant seeks to demolish the existing home and to construct a new dwelling in accordance with the plans that are before the board. The home is a colonial-style dwelling, and the variances required are for average side front yard setback on Ronald Lane. The average is 37.8. Proposed is 30 feet, which is the minimum in the R110 zoning district that the property is located in. And the existing house, just for comparison purposes, it has a 31.6 foot setback on Ronald Lane, so it'll be just approximately a foot and a half short of what it currently is. In addition, we need a gross floor area variance. The maximum permitted is 3,874 square feet. The proposed is 5,509.2 square feet. As this board is aware, by local law number 1 of 2023, adopted on January 24 of this year, basement areas exceeding 7 feet in height are counted as part of the gross floor area. So this basement is 10 feet, and the height is needed in this particular instance because Adam Karen, who's sitting to my left, he resides in the home with his family, with his spouse and his family. He is a golfing enthusiast and intends to install a golf simulator in the basement, which requires 10 feet of height in order to be able to use it. In addition, he plans to have exercise equipment, Stairmaster, and similar type items that are elevated when you're using them and require additional height to accommodate. The basement is designated specifically in the drawings to preclude cooking facilities or living space. It will be recreational and storage only, no bathroom, no cooking facilities, and we will agree to specific conditions in that regard to assuage any concerns that the board might have. Clearly, the gross floor area relief that we are seeking would not have been required if this case was heard 6 months ago. However, the code has changed, and we're here seeking the relief. Importantly, it is solely the basement area that creates the need for the variance. Under the previous calculations before the law was changed, we would fully comply with gross floor area the proposed home would not exceed. And also I'd like to point out that the lot area is just under 12,000 square feet. As I indicated, it's in the R110 district, which requires 10,000 square feet, and we have a proposed lot coverage of 17.66%, where 20 is the maximum. So we're under our lot coverage. We're not, quote-unquote, maxing out the property with lot coverage with the home. In looking at the plans, you'll see it's a lovely home. It's beautifully designed, lovely appearance, and will be an asset to the community. I do have a petition signed by several of the surrounding property owners. I've attached to it a copy of the radius map, which depicts those that have signed.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Just give me a second to look at this.
Of course.
And Michael, I'm going to ask to see the plans. I just want to see everybody on the radius No, it's consents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How many letters of consent? How many people
There's
signed?
signatures, not letters, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Here's a radius map of you.
Nine signatures, letters of consent. And then is it people like most rejected? Wow. That's
It's been a while.
Thank you. I see on the plans, there's 6 bathrooms. Each bedroom has a bathroom in this house.
Yes.
Can I ask why?
I'll let
You have to be sworn in.
Mr.
so-
Karen address that.
Come on up, sir. You raise your right hand, sir. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Your name and address?
Adam Karen, 6 Richard Lane, Syosset, New York, 11791.
Thank you.
Well, it's a funny story.
I can't wait.
I know, it's hilarious. So I've been working with my wife, trying to design the home for almost 9 months. We had 15 variations of just the first floor alone. Well, this is why it took so long. So after it was all said and done, we ended up going with the plan of a house that I already built. I am a general contractor. I built homes in the area. This is almost identical to several other homes that I've built. So I went with a tried and true plan, something that conforms. It meets the gross floor area, the lot coverage, meets all the requirements. Unfortunately, due to the change in the ordinance, the basement is now considered. So instead of wasting more time with trying to go back and forth with my wife, I figured, let's just go with the plan I have.
But I asked about the bathrooms, the need for 6 bathrooms.
I mean, it was just because it was there and I didn't want to change it and waste more time. So instead of redrafting and trying to change the rooms, I figured it would just be easier just to go with the plan that I already had that was approved several times before by the building department.
Well, I'm going to explain to you our position on it and why I'm asking, because there's been a trend recently in the town of Oyster Bay for this type of construction, and we have found that people are renting rooms, and it's very easy to, I'm not saying that you're doing that, but it is easy to rent a room because apartments are so expensive to just rent a room with a bathroom.
Sure.
We're trying to avoid that. And while you may not have that in mind, the person who buys your house after you, that's perfect setup for that. So I'm asking you to consider reducing the amount of bathrooms attached to bedrooms.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions or concern? Thank you.
In terms of the reduction in the number of bathrooms, is there a suggestion? Only 'cause
Usually I'm going to leave it up to you.
Of course.
All right. Most homes, the master suite has its own bathroom, and then the rest of the rooms, so even if you had 2 with a bathroom, it's more agreeable to us.
So would a total of 3
Well, you
full
have
bathrooms be?
bathrooms on the main floor.
Right.
I'm talking about ones that are attached. You have each bedroom with a bathroom, which is lovely. My kids would love that too, but it's, for the reasons I stated, we don't want to see it because it's happened, and it's been happening.
Understood. We'll work
I
on that, and
appreciate that.
we'll make a revision, which the board will hopefully find satisfactory.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 7, Appeal 23-273, Joseph Torino at 1059 North New York Drive, North Massapequa.
Can't show it. Sorry, because I have to make it part of the record. I
No,
can't
that's
take
fine.
photos.
Just wanted to.
Thank you. Would you raise your right hand? Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Ashley Lowe from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York. Good evening, members of the board, Madam Chairman. I am here representing tonight for my clients Jacqueline and Joseph Torino, who are the owners and occupants of the subject property. This evening, we are requesting a variance for a proposed first-floor addition, which does not meet the minimum required rear yard setback.
Our proposed rear yard setback is just under 17 feet at 16.92 feet, but because this is a corner lot, a 25-foot rear yard is required. If this was an interior lot, this would be considered the side yard and only require an 8-foot setback. We are seeking a relief of 8.08 feet. We are also requesting a variance to maintain the existing shed to reduce the required 3-foot rear setback to 6 inches. This is a small shed at 45 square feet and is being relocated to be behind the fence. Additionally, the 6-foot PVC fence is being legalized starting at the southeast corner of the dwelling for the 17.1 feet running south and is being extended further south with a proposed 6-foot high PVC fence for an additional 10 feet. The proposed 6-foot PVC fence then runs west for 43 feet and northwest for 14 feet, totaling 67.1 feet. The proposed fence running along Utica Ave has included a 10-foot clear sight triangle at the adjoining property, and the remaining 6-foot fence running north alongside the back of the house and east towards New York Drive is being maintained and encapsulates the pool. The clients were looking to extend their property to give them an additional 10 feet of space for the young children to enjoy the backyard. I'd also like to note that the AC units will be adequately screened behind the 6-foot fence as well and cannot be seen from the outside of the property. These are our only requests, and that concludes our case.
One of our board members was out there today looking at the fence.
So the fence that is there now is going to be moved forward to the sidewalk? Is that the
Yes.
side fence? Okay, the southern.
Yes.
Okay. And in that, okay, so that fence is up against the neighbor's driveway?
Yes, currently.
Right, so that is going to be moved up, and that's going to create a site issue for him getting out of his driveway?
Yeah, so we put a, can I give it this to you?
Thank you.
You're angling the fence?
Yes.
Okay, and that's 2 sections?
Yes.
2 7-foot set?
The clients did also say that if you guys wanted us to make it a little bigger, they would be fine with that as well.
We're very, very careful about that
Right.
because we don't want anybody getting hurt.
The fence that's there now isn't 6 foot, right? It's lower, is it lower than 6 foot?
No, all the
It
fence that's there now is 6 foot.
Okay, okay.
All
Great,
right.
thank you.
So the fence will be angled, we'll make a note. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing number 8, Appeal 23-237, Michael Uzensky at 8 Pine Tree Drive, Farmingdale.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Your name and address, please?
Good evening, Andrew Braum, B-R-A-U-M, 1924 Belmore Avenue, Belmore, New York, 11710.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Braum. I'm an engineer, and I'm representing Mr. and Mrs. Uzensky, and Michael Uzensky is here sitting with us this evening. Tonight, we're seeking variances to allow an existing rear wood deck having less side yard setback, a variance to allow an existing pool having less side yard setback and rear yard setback than permitted, a variance to allow a pool heater having a less rear yard setback, variance to allow an existing deck and awning over a wood patio exceeding maximum building coverage, and a variance to allow existing air conditioning unit with encroachment, as well as amending a previous variance appeal number 11-317. The reason this list seems very voluminous is it started in 2020 with an application for an as-of-right swimming pool in an R1-7 zone. That swimming pool requires a 5-foot setback from a property line, and when I was hired to obtain the permit, that's what we did. And we also got PSE&G's clearance from the rear, which required the pool to be actually 18 feet off the rear because they had low primary wires. Unbeknownst to the code, when Mr. Yuzensky's landscape and paver company came in, they installed a waterfall between the deck and the swimming pool. And what happened when he called to do his final inspection, your local building inspector noted items that were not on the plans, which was a deck that had changed in size, a roofed-over patio that had changed a little bit, both slightly in size, and a waterfall and a fence. All these things were not on approved plans or not having a permit. So I was hired to come back again and maintain or legalize these. At that point, we had to get a new survey, and once we got the new survey, it was noted that the air conditioning unit didn't meet the requirements as well. So we're here before you tonight. What happens when you're in the R17 zone, the swimming pool was 5 feet, but now, since it's attached, in quotes, to the house through the deck, then the waterfall, then the pool, the ordinance requires them to then maintain the setbacks of the structure, not of the accessory structure. So now the pool, where 5 feet on the side was required, all of a sudden it became 8. And again, in the rear, when 5 feet was required, now it became 25. The same thing with the deck. So all these things are by virtue of them actually being connected. We are seeking variance for maximum lot coverage of, gotta look it up the exact number here. .6%, where 25% is required, so it's slightly over. Mr. Yuzensky did take the time to speak to all of the neighbors within the radius map. I'm going to submit to you the radius map where every neighbor is checked off except one. He made 3 attempts to speak to them, but everyone else did give a letter of consent, including the neighbor most affected by the air conditioning unit
Thank you.
and the swimming pool. To note, they use the swimming pool often, so they were very happy to sign the letter of support for that. The pool itself meets and exceeds all of the state and town requirements for the pool. That's not the reason we're here in front of you. Pretty much concludes my presentation unless the board has any questions for me or Mr. Yuzensky.
No, I'm good. Anybody have any questions?
Obviously.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
And planning commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 9, Appeal 23-241, Brianna Quackenbush at 118 Lambert Avenue, Farmingdale.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings? Are you an attorney?
No.
Okay. Promise to tell the truth during the proceedings?
Yes.
Name and address, please.
Robert Rowena, address 125 Massapequa Park, 125 Eastlake Avenue, Massapequa Park, New York 11762.
Thank you.
Rowena, R-O-H-E-N-A. So I'm Robert Rowena. I'm the architect representing Brianne Quackenbush, the homeowner. And we are requesting variance for encroaching on a side yard setback, a shallow roof slope, and the location of the existing fence on the property. So the scope of the work is to put a dormer on the existing home, and the existing home is over the 8-foot side yard setback. It's at 6.6. We're not going further out. We are just building straight up. So we need to go for a variance just to go over the existing house. Also, for the roof slope is a 312 pitch. In order to maintain the existing ridge of the house and just kind of lift up the back roof, we needed to go to a shallower roof pitch instead of the 612. So that's why we went with that there. And then also, the fence location, this is a corner lot, so we need to, we have a fence in the front yard for the corner lot, but the homeowner has a child, 2 children, so they want to keep the fence as is. It's a low 3-foot fence, and I've driven past. It doesn't affect visibility. I've been on blocks that it does affect visibility. I would say this is not one of those times. So we are asking to kind of maintain the fence and not have to take it down. And that's all.
How high are the ceilings?
So on the second floor at the plate height, I actually lowered it to 7'6" instead of like a typical 8 in order to get even a 312 roof pitch. I didn't want anything less than that. So the first floor is 8 foot, second floor is also 8 foot, except at this one area where it's 7'6".
Okay.
I did go past the house today, and you're right, the fence is low and it's chain link. It's 3 foot, right? 3-foot fence?
Right.
It's not doesn't disturb anybody's view. Perfect.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision will vote to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Hearing 11, Appeal 23-240, 346 Woodbury LLC at 346 Woodbury Road, Hicksville. Call again. Appeal 23-240, hearing 11, 346 Woodbury LLC at 346 Woodbury Road, Hicksville. Someone here?
I don't see him.
No? Okay.
It's postponed.
We don't have it, it's listed postponed, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that's on there, but.
Is this yours?
Yep.
Hearing number 11?
You did, okay.
All right. Well, nobody's here for it, so that
Okay,
works.
don't worry, it's fine. It's all good.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't even notice it was on.
All right, everybody put your paperwork up here, it's been postponed.
Okay.
Okay.
You can have 11
So
back.
we will
I'm
move.
sorry, come on up. You're here for that case?
I was here because I had a question on it. Evidently, whoever was here is not presenting it.
They are
I
not.
live across the street from there at Regent Street, and they talk about a 6-foot fence in an intersection, but they don't tell me the intersection. The last people that had this property had these big hedges, and when you came to the corner of Regent and Pollock, there was a stop sign, and you couldn't see past the cars that were coming off Woodbury Road because of those hedges came. So I don't know about this 6-foot fence.
All right,
How far
unfortunately,
it's coming out.
we can't answer any questions tonight on that because and I apologize. I do apologize that you sat here all night. I was unaware that this case was postponed, otherwise I would have announced it in the beginning of the hearing.
Okay.
So I do deeply apologize for your inconvenience. It will be rescheduled, and you'll be notified again in the mail, and then you'll be able to come and ask
Maybe
questions.
next time you can put us first, and then I would appreciate that.
I didn't hear what you said.
He wants to go first next
Maybe you
time.
can put us first, and then I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I do
Let me ask you
apologize.
one question while I'm here, because I'm not sure. When these fences go up, they don't go right to the curb, okay? As a homeowner, because this is what I want to be looking at, when that person moves in, and I don't care what they do on their property, I'm just thinking of my house, I'm going to be looking across the street, I don't care if they got a 6-foot fence. But on the other side of that fence, if they need 5 feet, there's no sidewalk, but what I noticed going down Woodbury Road, when you look on the back of people's fences, the part that's on the outside of the fence isn't kept up. That is the responsibility of the people that own the property, is
I
it
believe
not?
that it is. They should maintain the fence.
Because, I don't want to be looking at junk. I don't care what they do on their property, but I just want to make sure.
Well, in the
that-
future, if you do have a problem like that, you can call the town and make
I've
a
done it
complaint.
before with the people that had it, and town's been very good, and they've actually kept up that property.
All right, I'm sorry again for your inconvenience.
See you next time.
Yes. Hearing 12, Appeal 23-243, Harjat Singh at 47 Deal Lane, Hicksville.
Good evening.
Hi. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes.
Name and address, please.
Randall Santana, 331 Willis Avenue, Mineola, New York, 11501. Willis. Good evening. I'm the architect representing Mr. Moha. According to the application that we have right now, it's a simple application. We have an existing house that we try to maintain the garage conversion. They haven't double car garage, and they use in one spot to convert it on the studio for the kids. And they creating a new bathroom for his mom.
We're here for a driveway.
That's what I understand. I don't understand that. The driveway is, right now, if you're looking over there, we have in the side yard, we are in the R1 zone, 1-7 zone, which the driveway size is the existing one is really, I don't know why they put it as a driveway. It's supposed to be the shed, because the shed in the back doesn't meet the requirement of the side yards.
What's the name of your client?
Harold Singh.
Okay, great. Okay, great. I just want to make sure.
It's supposed to be for a shed, not for a driveway?
It's supposed to be the side yard, not for the driveway, it's for the shed that we are in the back.
It says existing driveway doesn't have the required setback of 8 feet. Does the driveway go right up to the property line?
It does.
No, it does.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
go,
here.
I was there. That's what
Okay.
he's saying, there's also a shed issue. Here, this is,
It didn't make it to the zoning board.
The shed's at 6 feet.
the shed is at 6 feet, it's supposed to
I
be
just
8
was-
feet
I
minimum.
just made a note that we should get a consent letter from the neighbor who's impacted, because it looks like that's going on the whole block. It's not just his house.
That looks terrible. It's horrible. So, what's the story with the shed? Is there a shed, Michael?
They have
So it's fine.
I have it, a picture of it.
Shed's fine.
The shed complies.
The shed complies, sir.
I'm sorry.
It's the driveway that goes up to the
You're not
property
here for the
line, and I'm
shed.
gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna vote for this driveway. I don't like the fence, I
here for
don't
a
like the
driveway.
cement up to the property line.
Yeah, but
You got a picture.
Yes, here it is. Yes. But that's what everybody else is doing now.
It's very common there, but
And there's cars off the street if they want it.
Michael, what does it show on the plans?
it's 13 feet for the driveway.
And the apron is correct.
did I go to look at the wrong place?
It says Deer Park Lane, Deer Lane.
We really can't show him this picture, because we're not supposed to be.
No, no,
using
no.
that.
Is that the one you saw, Rebecca? Because I went a week ago, I need to just look at it.
Who did the mailing?
This is it.
Your
Yeah,
company?
that's the exact
So if
same
you
picture.
didn't- Why would you send out a mailing notice if you didn't think the driveway needed a variance, sir?
I wasn't there, that's why it is.
If you did the mailing notice, and the mailing notice is for the driveway, having less side yard. So if you felt that there was an error, you shouldn't have done the mailing and gone all through the process. I don't know. I think you received a rejection letter
Yeah.
stating that the driveway needed a variance, correct?
Correct.
And that's why you did the whole process.
Mhm.
Shed is not mentioned at all. You're here for the driveway.
But that's why I was thinking that they made a mistake, that's what I want to hear, to comply with the shed.
The shed complies.
Right.
But
No
it's,
no problem with the shed according to the plans, where it's located. But the driveway goes right up to the property line with a fence.
no, but it's 13 feet from the driveway is
Yeah.
13.
Let me go, I was there, but I was there a week ago, and I'm looking at it online, it looks like this, I know we can't rely on the online picture, so I need to go back and take another look at it.
This is
Today.
this is a current one
Did
from
I,
today.
but I'm wondering, are there two of the same addresses? Did I go to the wrong property?
No, it's Deer Lane.
Is the driveway up to the, all the way up?
It is.
So that's why you're here.
Yeah.
For the
Mike,
driveway.
can I see the survey picture? Sorry.
The survey side I mean, it's
Have you
not.
visited the property?
Of course, I visited the property, it's 13 feet.
Oh, because there's a line.
Away from the-
Yes,
from
because
the-
of this line, but that line
So
just
they were there
measures
today
from
with
here.
pictures, and it shows all the
You
way
know,
to the property
fence
line.
goes here and the driveway is here, right
Yeah.
next to it.
Yeah, the blacktop is there, but the apron
Whose fence is
is,
between the driveways? Is that a neighbor's fence?
It's a neighbor fence.
I don't blame him for putting the fence up. I don't want to look at that.
but his isn't so hot either. I don't like that either.
This is Deer Lane, this is the front, you come down, and this is the house, and you can even see the fence here. Right? And that's the property line. I'm happy to put it over and go take a second look at it.
Yeah, we're going to put this case on reserve.
Okay.
But you see it, right?
What can you do? Reserve it and put some code out, right? So you
I mean,
It's already a code case.
Yeah, he's here, he's trying to rectify it.
What else can you do?
He's trying to rectify the code case of the driveway. It's already been an inspection.
All right.
I mean, if there's a code case, then it's clear.
Yes.
So we can confirm that in the interim.
Yep. Okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Anybody, any neighbors? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next is hearing 14, Appeal 23-259, Crystal and Stephen Marquez at 12 Lanton Road, Hicksville.
What did I do with that?
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please.
Christina Bravin, Morano Expediting, 2938 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York. Good evening, members of the board. I'm here representing the homeowners. We're requesting permission to maintain a front roof over holding a minimum side yard setback of 7.5 feet instead of the required 8 feet, and an aggregate side yard of 15 feet instead of the required 20 feet. We're also requesting permission to maintain a shed in the rear yard with a 0-foot setback instead of the required 3 feet. And lastly, increase the maximum coverage from 25% to 26.68% for a proposed sunroom addition. So our client purchased this home in February of 2010, and at that time, the roof over and the shed existed. So they were unaware of this until they recently went to file for the sunroom permit, and we had to let them know that the roof over and shed were not in compliance. If you've had a chance to go take a look at the area, I'm sure you've noticed, and we have photos here, almost all the homes have a similar roof over. So it's either they all copied each other or they were all built that way. And when you follow the roof line, it seems like it's inherent to the original home. So I do have photographs if you wanted to see those and take those.
Thank you.
Those are the surrounding homes to the subject property. With regard to the shed, again, it was there since 2010, so fast forward current, it's storage only. However, it is functioning, but it's not in good shape, so it will not survive a move. They're happy to, if the board would approve it, to stay where it is, accept a covenant that if they replace it, they will move it into compliance. And for the proposed sunroom, it does meet all the zoning setbacks. The only thing that we're looking for is that increase in lot coverage, which is a 7% relief, and we don't feel that it's substantial. Additionally, this proposal is consistent with other homes in the area having rear additions. And it'll be set back in that little L-shaped nook of the house in the rear yard, accessible from the living room. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
What percent relief did you say you were looking for on the?
We're looking for a 7% relaxation. It's 25% maximum coverage. We're looking for 2.68%.
Thanks.
Excuse me, 26.68%.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application?
Do you have any letters of consent from the neighbors?
I don't have letters, but we did speak to the most affected homeowner, and they actually, especially with relation to the shed, they have a pavilion right up against it, so they have no problem with it.
Okay, and they heard about the sunroom as well, only because I'm thinking like they're going to be looking down at it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you, have a good night.
Thank you.
Hearing 15, Appeal 23-281, Christopher McKay at 2 Hemp Lane, Hicksville.
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, raise your right hand, please. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do,
Name
yeah.
and address, please.
Christopher McKay, 2 Hemp Lane, Hicksville.
Elizabeth McKay, 2 Hemp Lane, Hicksville.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. How's it going?
It's going great.
All right. It's my first time doing this. So we're looking to seek a variance for an already existing 6-foot-high PVC fence that exceeds the maximum height across the side front yard on Brittle Lane. Than's permitted by the ordinance. And I brought photos of what the fence looks like.
Thank you.
So we're on a pretty large corner house, so about 10 years ago, the fence got put in for safety and privacy reasons with our children. Hopefully, the photos I'm showing show that, from a driver perspective, the fence is not blocking the view as you approach the intersection at Hemp Lane and Brittle Lane. We've also been in communication with our neighbor at 26 Brittle Lane, when the fence first got put in, and also when we got the variance hearing as well, and also for her, it does not go up against her driveway, so she has visibility when she's able to get out and in of the driveway as that's approaching. And thought I was going to say something else, but I forgot. I don't know if you want to add anything. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. So.
Anybody graffiti that fence?
No graffiti on it. We just, when we first moved in, we had some litter issues because we have some bushes in the back. The property's pretty far back, so we
It
were.
looks very nice. You did a nice
Yeah,
job.
there was some big trees back there, but people were sneaking in there to put things there, so I don't know. But no graffiti,
fences,
thankfully,
right?
knock on wood, so.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Nope.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Great
it.
presentation, great job.
Oh, thank you, cool. It's all PowerPoint.
This is from them, but this is on another.
Hearing number 16,
I think from Mr. Aberton.
Appeal 23-284, Ala Van Rub at 45 Simpson Drive, Old Bethpage.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Name and address, please.
Robert Schumacher, 1109 Round Swamp Road, Old Bethpage. Good evening, Madam Chairperson and ladies and gentlemen of the board.
Thank you.
Representing Mr. and Mrs. Valla of 45 Simpson Drive in Old Bethpage. Has some photos and consent letters for the board. The Vallows are seeking a variance to maintain a deck having less side yard setback than required. This property is on the corner of Simpson Drive and Prescott Place. The deck is maintaining a 4.7-foot side yard setback with 8 feet is required. There was a prior variance on this property in 1994 for a deck, and it was granted a side yard setback of 5 feet. This is basically the same deck, it was modified. This is a low deck as the photos show. There are large evergreen-type shrubs in between the properties and a fence. The abutting neighbor at 3 Prescott Lane has signed a letter of consent. The deck is not roofed over. If this variance is granted, the homeowners will condition not to roof it over. The hardship with this particular variance is on a corner lot, and any type of improvement would require a variance. As the photos show, the house is in excellent condition, and there's never been any complaints or violations from the town on this property.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I was just going to comment that Mr. Schumacher said, ladies and gentlemen of the board, and we're a ladies-only board this evening.
Well.
How you like that? How you like that?
Voting, in terms of voting. Anyway,
In terms of
sorry.
voting, yes.
I was testing you.
See how alert we are? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good night.
You too. Hearing 17, Appeal 23-275, Rocco Bove at 16 Hofstra Court, Plainfield.
Yeah.
My alma mater.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please.
Scott Kahn, 68 West Main Street, Oyster Bay, New York. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Here tonight representing the Bowe family. who seek only 2 variances before you to build an attached 2-car garage with a pool cabana attached. Our first request is to permit a rear deck patio structure to be built with only an 8.83-foot encroachment into the 50-foot minimum rear setback, asking for 41.17, mainly due to the irregular size lot. It's kind of pie-shaped. Our second and final request is to permit 5,556 square feet GFA in lieu of the 5,298.85 square feet max allowance to build an attached garage, cabana, roofed-over porch, stoop, and deck. This is only a 257.15 square foot over the GFI, where 160 square feet of that is actually a roofed-over porch and a barbecue area. We've made all other attempts to meet all the setback requirements and angle the structure as it moves along the property line.
It's a large property.
It is, yeah. I believe this property was before you for a shed last year, too, and some other cases.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
And I believe you have the next case.
Yes.
Hearing 18, Appeal 23-338, Alex Muklal at 47 Stephen Drive in Plainview.
Good evening once again, Scott Kahn. Here representing the Muklal family, who seek several variances before you to renovate and expand their new home at 47 Stephen Drive, Plainview. Our first request is to permit 24.7-foot front yard setback in lieu of the 25.84-foot average front yard setback. It's only a 1.14 encroachment. Our second request is to allow 0.42 feet in height over the 28 feet. This is due to a slightly sloping property, and basically an 8 and 12 roof pitch, which we feel aesthetically looks really nice. And it's only 0.4, it's 5 inches over. Our third request is to permit 915.8 square feet over the permitted 3,924.2 GFA, asking 4,840. Out of that 915.8, 416 square feet of it is an open 2-story interior part of the home, a foyer and a family room. So we only net about 500 square feet over. Our fourth, fifth, and final request is to permit an 11 by 20-foot shed with a rear setback of 2.18 and a side of 2.46 instead of the minimum 5-foot setback. Also, to permit the shed to be 10.67 feet in height in lieu of the max 10-foot height requirement. The shed was there when they bought the property last year, and they'd like to keep it for pool storage and pool equipment. This way, the pool equipment would be contained within the shed and be less noisy. And that's basically our request. I'll answer any questions.
Do you have any questions?
I did bring elevations for you if you want.
We got them.
You got them, okay.
If I saw something that really stood out, I'd ask to see them, but I don't see anything that's glaring. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application, come on up.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes.
Your name and address, please.
Viraj Coelho, 45 Stephen Drive, Plainview, New York.
Can you spell your first and last name?
V as in Victor, I-R-A-J-C-O-E-L-H-O.
Thank you.
You were in, right?
Yeah.
To view the plans, yes.
I just have one question about the back, how far back are they going from, which is already extended?
How far back?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a variance.
Any extension in the back or the sides?
Front yard.
And they were already over. 13 feet?
But it's over existing in the back.
It's existing now, right?
It's over existing.
This is the home?
This is all new.
That's all new.
This was existing. And this is actually good. Oh, it's so it's meeting the same.
So it's staying within the footprint except for this?
But does that say cellar? That's an extension on the cellar?
A new cellar. And that wasn't calculated in?
So it's already 25% over plus whatever the cellar is.
But they didn't,
They had submitted a couple of months later.
they would have incorporated the cellar, which would have run way over. Good.
This area and this area are two-story, just looking down, like it's not actually.
So it's an open foyer.
Yeah.
So I just have, this is,
There's three on the second floor and two halves. Three full, two halves.
and they're all attached to bedrooms?
No, I don't believe so. You have to come up the hall to get to this one, yes. This one's like a Jack and Jill.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Also, we just take a look at where it's located, just look at the map. I just want you to see, so there's some like industrial, this is like Morton Boulevard and then Old Bedford Road, you know what I mean? So it's not like it's in the back part of the like the small little house. I didn't look at it, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a crazy use for the area.
So to answer the residents' question.
Oh, right, the resident had a question,
We
sorry.
didn't forget about you. So, they are going into the front yard a little, but not the rear,
Oh, okay.
correct?
They are, but they're meeting the existing rear of the house.
Yeah, it's not going any further than what's existing.
Oh, so the extended, which is there, that's
Right.
where it-
Over the same footprint, right.
Okay.
Okay?
Is
Thank
there-
you.
Do you want her to look at photos or a drawing of it? No.
No, where's Scott?
Oh, he's with Scott's right there.
Scott, is this, sorry, is there a school right on this same block? I didn't look at the property, I'm just trying to figure it out. What's at the end of the block?
No, there's no school on this block.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw on the plans a new basement area?
Yeah, we're just,
10-foot ceilings?
just that area that we're extending.
So you're extending the basement?
We're extending the basement, correct, just in that area. But there's no cellar entrances, it's not being proposed to be finished. It's basically just going to be for storage.
Okay.
And I did want to answer the resident's question.
Yes,
That
please.
we're just squaring off the corner.
Right.
The house is L-shaped now, essentially, we're just squaring that
Squaring it
off.
Could he
So we're
show-
encroaching no further than what's there.
Okay,
Something he could show.
that was her question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could he show her the
Anybody
plans?
else wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you, I'll be back soon.
It's a town park right at the end of the block.
Hearing 19, Appeal 23-245, Patricia Charbin at 122 Syosset Circle, Syosset.
I shouldn't say we don't live there anymore.
That's right. I used to live there too, you know. I wish I stayed there at the house.
People are like, oh, don't you love living on the North Shore? I'm like, everything is so
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
On the way to nowhere.
Yes, I do.
Your name and address, please.
Thomas Scavo Architect, 221 Fillmore Street, Massapequa Park, New York, 11762.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here representing Patricia Chauvin at 122 Syosset Circle in Syosset. It's Section 15, Block 102, Lot 3. Mrs. Chauvin is seeking to build a 17.7-foot by 10.3-foot, one-story addition to the side of her home. This addition exceeds the maximum permitted building coverage of 25%. We're proposing 30.04%. The existing house is a ranch. There have been additions on the side of the house, one towards the front, one towards the rear. This addition would fill in the area between the two additions and not come any closer to the side property line than the front addition, which is at 13 feet. This is an R17 zone. It's an undersized lot where the minimum lot area is 7,000 square feet. This lot is 6,500 square feet. The existing house is on a slab. There's no garage, and utilities take up some of the space on the first floor. So there's not a lot of storage space. Mrs. Chauvin is looking to expand her living space. It's just to make the living room bigger. Mrs. Chauvin has 2 children, several grandchildren. She likes to have the holidays and family gatherings at her house. She's just looking to make the space more fitting when they all get together. Additionally, there's an existing driveway that fits 2 cars. It's approximately 6 feet from the side property line. The building department added that into the variance. We're not changing the driveway at all. As far as my understanding, that driveway's been there, that footprint, since the previous variance, which was in 2009. There was an existing variance. It was appeal number 09-352 that was granted on July 9th, 2009. And we're asking to amend the specific plan from that variance. I believe that variance increased the building coverage also. The addition would fit the character of the neighborhood. The new roof would not extend any higher than the existing ridge, both the main ridge and the ridge of the front addition. There's no setback issues. It can't really be seen from the front. Although there are several ranches remaining on our street, most of the houses have been expanded with second floors, including the one directly next door to her, which is where the addition's going to go. All these properties are all similar, undersized 65 by 100 square foot properties. She does not want to do a second floor. She's in her early 80s. She doesn't really want to be climbing stairs. She's just looking for more usable and functional space. She has discussed it with her neighbors. She does have a letter with 5 consenting neighbors, 1 on each side, 1 behind her, and 2 across the street. Unfortunately, she could not make it tonight. She texted me the letter, and I could print it out, and if need be, I can give it to
You
the
can make it part of the file after the meeting. We'll make a notation that there's 5 consents on that
Yes.
letter.
Yes.
Are they all in the radius map?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good night.
Good night.
Next is hearing 20, Appeal 23-258, Patricia Salegna at 31 Deborah Road, Syosset.
Hello, once again. I'm here tonight representing the Salegna family, who seek several variances before you. Instead of putting a second floor on this home, the owners would like to build a 1-story addition for storage, a home office, and a den addition. Our first request is to permit a 4-foot side yard where 8-foot minimum is required. This is the only area of the property that permits this expansion in a non-invasive way. Our second request is to permit an aggregate side yard of 13.91 in lieu of the 20-foot minimum, asking 6.1 feet as an encroachment. And our third request is to permit only 1.8% over the allowable lot coverage of 25%, asking only 26.8%. Our final request is to permit only 335.64 square feet over the GFA instead of the 2912, asking for 3247.64, of which 84 square feet is a storage area. And that'll remain a storage area. It's a kind of a narrow garage. You can't fit a car in there, but it's just for storage. The proposed addition will remain a 1-story extension with limited windows along the side yard, only 2 windows on the west side. And the new ridge that we're proposing will line up with the existing ridge, and it won't go any higher than the existing. Essentially, we're just keeping this house a ranch. They toyed with the idea of expanding a second floor, but they just want to keep it as a 1-story and maintain the ranch look, which is very common in this neighborhood. I was before you back in 2018 We had a request for a 3-foot side yard setback in Seaford, 290 Hillcrest Drive. It was approved for actually a 2-story extension. It was application 181000796. I don't have the ZBA number, but it's a similar project in that.
But not on this house. You're
Not on
talking
this
about a
house.
similar
This
one.
is just strictly 1 story, exactly. But in 2018, it was a garage extension with like a cape-style roof over it. And that's basically it.
Michael, can I see the plans, please? Exactly. That's fine. Okay. Thank you. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application?
Yes, please. Good evening, Andrew Luskin of McLaughlin and Stern LLP, 1122 Franklin Avenue, Garden City, New York. Good evening, members of the board. I am here for Rob and Debbie Dash. They live next door to the applicant at 33 Deborah Road. My clients are extremely exercised over this application. The applicant gave my client a copy of the front elevation. I assume it's in your packet. If not, I would offer it. This proposed one-story addition would bring the new addition to within 4 feet of the property line.
Correct.
Not accounting for the roof. When you look at the roof, it looks like it's about 2 feet from the property line. Among other.
That's the encroachment.
Yeah, this is a very substantial encroachment. My clients have a bunch of problems with it, among others. First, there's a potential safety issue here. If there's a fire at the applicant's house, this addition would be extremely close to the Dash's house. It's right, very near the property line. Any windows that might be part of the proposed addition would significantly reduce the Dash's privacy and tranquility, which they've enjoyed for 25 years that they've owned the property. Beyond the obvious eyesore, my clients are concerned that there would be a significant reduction in the value of their property. Mr. Dash reported to me that he had a conversation with the applicant where he expressed his concern about a reduction in value, and she said to him in substance, "Don't worry about it. People are moving out here from the city. They're used to living like this." In other words, don't worry about it looking like Brooklyn or Queens. People are used to that. We believe that this will significantly impair the value of my client's house. My clients also report that the applicant has other options. They can build back, they can build up. My clients don't have any objection to that. Just don't build right next to us and come within 2 feet of our property line with your roof overhang. This is a real problem for the clients. And I also have here a photograph that I took off of Google Earth this evening. I'd like to introduce it, make it part of the record. If you look, the applicant's house is the one on the right, my client's house is on the left. Imagine the addition coming within 4 feet of the property line, which I understand is right by the edge of the grass line here. Coming within 4 feet of that, with a roof overhang 2 feet of that, is going to stick out like an eyesore. This is not consistent with the character of the neighborhood. And my client's house is going to suffer. And especially if they, as we believe, they have other options. The applicant, from what I'm told, simply doesn't want to avail herself of other options. She doesn't want to use her backyard for this. She wants to go on the side. She doesn't have to. And my clients deem that very inappropriate, and they are very concerned about a diminution in value, diminution in use and enjoyment. This is not an appropriate application. It will severely impact them.
Just to comment on one of the first things you said about, this is fire rated, by the way. This would be fire rated. I just want to put that on the record. I'm not for or against the application, but just to. There are other options.
And that's part of balancing test, if there are other options.
There are 2 windows. But I would say, if you had windows on the first floor, I would prefer them on the first floor than a second-story addition. But we'll take that into consideration.
Okay, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but my clients asked me to emphasize that when they purchased their home, they really relied on the zoning requirements. I understand it's an 8-foot minimum. In my experience, that is a very generous setback requirement. In boards that I usually appear before, it's 15 feet, 18 feet, 20 feet. 8 feet is not a lot. And to go 50% into that, without even considering the overhang that brings you another foot or two, is really not right. Not here, not in this neighborhood. This is not Brooklyn, this is not Queens, not knocking Brooklyn or Queens. I came from Queens. But that's very substantial. And my client's house will stick out like a sore thumb. And if and when they go to sell, that addition is going to be very, very obvious. It's going to be extremely conspicuous. And I don't think that the applicant has demonstrated a lack of other options. I think her point is, from what I understand, she just doesn't want to go back. She doesn't want to go up. She wants to maintain the ranch. Fine, but you can't do it on my client's back. That's not right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, may I?
Yes, please.
introduce this?
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Khan?
I appreciate the concerns of the neighbor. Like you had mentioned, Ms. Byrne, anything within 5 feet in New York State has to be fire retardant. The entire structure will be fire retardant. As far as the overhang goes, these homes in the neighborhood have a 2-foot overhang. We'd be willing to cut that overhang back a foot. As far as reducing the value, we don't think it would reduce the value of their home. The side of that house is actually...
Well, without the expert testimony of a real estate agent, it's supposition.
I have one
whether
here.
it would-
We could bring her up. Patty? Patty Pasculo is a licensed real estate agent for 30 years, and she's here to back that up. But as far as that side of their house, that's where their garage is, that's where this garage would be. So it's not like we're proposing this along the side of their house that has bedrooms or lots of windows. It's basically a big brick wall. And it would be better than building a second floor and having bedroom windows looking down into their property, as well as
This extension is to be used as an office,
it's going to be a home office for Matthew.
so why couldn't it then be placed in the backyard?
Well, these particular houses just have a front living room. That's their only living space. So with this addition, we're proposing a den in the back for the family. The front living room would be a formal living room, and the back addition would be the den. Between the two is a very, very small office. It's only 7 feet by about 10 feet. And then the rest of that is just a storage space that you can't even fit a car in.
So part of this application is for a den in the back,
Right.
but it's not part of the variance, is it?
The side yard is part of that variance, yes.
But
we
not
are
the den? The den that's going in, you said they're building a den in the back?
Right, the den in the back is part of that 4-foot setback.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
It's got to be part of the GFA also.
Yes, it is.
It's like okay, I
Yeah.
got it.
And so we are taking the opportunity of building into the backyard as well. But that house has no storage. They don't have a garage, and that's one of the reasons for this addition. Matthew Selegna works from home 3 days a week since COVID. That's going to be the way it is. And that office is going to be used for him. They have young children. It's a small house, and that's going to be his little sanctuary to get his work done.
And I understand that there has been some testimony that it's better, quote unquote, for the neighbors to have it next to them than above them. But what if they don't feel that way? Just because you may say that, so are the applicants unwilling to pursue a second floor?
I think they would be. They'd probably sell the home if they can't do this, yes. We've had several discussions about it. The first day I met them, I talked about possibly putting a second floor on. And they don't need the extra 4 bedrooms upstairs, or 3 bedrooms.
Right, just well,
And the house would just look lopsided. It would actually be worse for the neighbor's value if we put 1 room on top of this ranch house. It would look ridiculous.
What about on the other side of the house?
The setback is less on that side. The setback on that side is 9.9 feet. And here we have 12.1 feet. So it's actually 3 feet less on the other side. We couldn't propose anything but a 2-foot extension on that side of the house. not even worth building. So, that's my argument.
May I respond?
No.
That's up to the chairman.
Anybody else wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends vocal determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much.
Hearing 22, Appeal 23-320,
I know.
Trico Centers LDT at 327 to 399 South Oyster Bay Road, Syosset.
We didn't hear the real estate testimony.
We didn't have the realtor testify.
I wanted to know how much.
Yes.
He wanted to, I guess she came, whatever. I just wanted to hear the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we heard 21.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is Wayne Edwards, Sawn Ward, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. I'm the attorney for Trico Centers LP. As you're aware, they're the owners of a large shopping center located at the intersection of South Oyster Bay and Woodbury Road in Plainview. The center is known as Section 12, Block E, lots 25, 32, 539, on the land and tax map of Nassau County, its own neighborhood business on the official zoning map of the town of Oyster Bay. Other than regional malls, such as Roosevelt Field, this is one of the largest shopping centers in the town of Oyster Bay in Nassau County and comprises 24 acres with approximately 205,000 square feet of floor area. The shopping center was originally built in the 1950s when that area of Plainview was developed with single-family homes, went from farmland to single-family homes and development. As a result of its location, it has two distinct sides. It has the South Oyster Bay roadside, which has the main retail portion of the shopping center, and the Woodbury roadside, which of course has Greenfield ShopRites and other taxpayers. I submitted an Exhibit A of the pamphlet I handed in, a map of who's there. Petco is saying it's going to open. It's going to be open actually this month, which was pretty good. It's been owned by the same owner for over the last 50 years. And it's maintained in a first-class manner, especially regarding landscapage, signage, and the facade of the building. We're here before you today for a sign variance. The maximum number of signs permitted on each roadway is one single sign. In 2013, you granted variances for my client to construct 8 signs. That would be application number that's attached. It's decision number 13185. I've attached it as Exhibit B. In 2017, you granted an additional pylon sign on Woodbury Road with changeable plaques. That was decision number 17189. We pulled the permit for that, but it was never constructed. So that sign was never built. My client is requesting to install by the entrance of the curb cut by Starbucks on Woodbury Road another additional monument sign. It would be, in front of that would be landscaping. The background of the sign would be the same red brick of the center, which is on South Oyster Bay Road. There is a similar sign that's also in your picture packet. You'll see 2 of them. If you come down South Oyster Bay Road, the main entrance in the shopping center, you'll see 2 flagpoles, and you'll see the 2 monument signs that say Plainview Center. The sign is 11 feet wide with 10-inch illuminated letters, and it's approximately in the location, I took pictures of it, by Starbucks. You'll see grass growing, a big bush of grass, of ornamental grass. That would be the location. That whole corner would be re-landscaped.
By the Starbucks?
Right by the Starbucks. So that, where that big bushy thing of grass is, that would be, that's where it would go. It'd be re-landscaped to look similar to the ones that are on South Oyster Bay Road. While the ordinance does permit 1 sign on each street frontage, again, most of the shopping centers in the town of Oyster Bay are between 3,000 and 10,000 square feet, not sitting on 24 acres, not 205,000 square feet. And this is part of the landscaping plan my client's going through now. If you'll notice, I included extra pictures. He's redoing the promenade. It's really coming out very nice. He's redoing the back area of the Starbucks and doing other projects. And he does it every year. He upgrades and keeps the center modern and looking good. So on behalf of my client, I have Al Kroll here, if you have any questions, from Trico. He's been doing this for 38 years. I've been representing him for 42 years. So we've done every single
We're getting
variance
up there, aren't
together. We've done every single variance together, and so if you have any questions, he wanted to make sure he came to
Okay.
answer any questions you
Yeah,
might
looks-
have. And that
looks
concludes
very
my
nice.
presentation.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends vote for determination.
Motion? Decision? Public hearing
Thank
is
you very
closed,
much.
and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Hearing number 23, Appeal 23-239.
Wait. Mo, could you give?
It'll be a long one.
She just wants a minute.
Need 2 minutes.
Oh, she just needs 2 minutes.
Thank
You want to take a
Okay.
break now?
No, I'm just,
Okay.
just need a,
She just needs a minute.
an on break.
Her arms are.
I know it's coming there.
Yeah, she just needed a break.
You ready? Thank you. Sorry about that. Hearing 23, Appeal 23-239, James Wissing at 32 Meadow Lane, Glen Head.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Eric Snipus, an attorney with the law firm of Forcelli, Deegan, Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. Here on behalf of the applicant, James Wissing. Mr. Wissing wanted to be here tonight, but he is experiencing a pinched nerve in his neck. And the last time we were here, we were actually here until, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning, so I suggest maybe it's not a good idea for you to be here with that pinched nerve. So as you may recall, we were previously before this board in 2021. At that time, we secured side yard and rear yard setback, height, and gross floor area variances under Decision 21-272 for a cabana with raised patio for a wood-burning fireplace, and a shed. We are here tonight to seek this board's approval to legalize some slight modifications to the locations of these structures. The only new improvements here are the addition of 2 stairs off that covered porch, as well as a new split air-conditioned unit outside of the cabana. I have handed up an exhibit packet. The exhibit packet does include photographs of the property in the rear yard with the existing structures as it is right now, the prior ZBA decision, 21-272, as well as the plans approved in connection with that prior decision. The premises is known as 32 Meadow Lane, Glen Head, and is located in the town's R120 zoning district. Currently improved with the existing 2-story dwelling, in-ground swimming pool, cabana with outdoor kitchen, shed, and fire pit. The lot does have an odd topography. There's a very steep downgrade in the rear yard, heading towards the rear property line. The Wissings have been residing at the property since 2017, when they completely renovated the house. Now, before I go into the requested variances, I would like to point out the current notice of suspension lists as the last item. Existing bathroom, pizza oven, and barbecue in the cabana require approval from the Zoning Board of Appeals. No accessory building shall contain a cooking or sanitary facility. As shown on the prior decision, which is Exhibit 2, the approvals were subject to a specific plan by Paul Russo, last revised March 2021, and were listed as including 3 sheets. The 3 sheets of plans are included as Exhibit 3 in your packet. And as you can see from the second drawing, which is titled Cabana Plans and Elevations, the existing bathroom, pizza oven, and barbecue in the cabana were clearly indicated on the plans. So I request that this board issue a determination that the cited variance for the bathroom, pizza oven, and barbecue in the cabana were already approved under the prior variance. And the alternative, I ask that you grant the variance. So after construction of all of the structures that we were previously before this board for, it was determined that there were certain deviations from the locations of the improvements. And as a result of these deviations, new variances were cited. So we are requesting the following variances for the existing cabana with the cellar entrance and outdoor shower, and I just want to make clear, as we did last time, the cellar entrance is for the cabana only, and it's to store pool, pool furniture, pool equipment, etc. We were previously granted 10 feet to the cabana, 5.4 feet to the cellar entrance, and 13.4 feet to the outdoor shower. Existing is 8.8 feet to the cabana, 4 feet to the cellar entrance, and 6 feet to the outdoor shower, where 20 feet is required. We do need a gross floor area variance that was prompted by the existing raised patios and steps off the covered porch. We are requesting 5,888 square feet. We were previously granted 5,516 square feet, and we are, where there's a maximum of 5,160 square feet. Now, the steps off the covered porch are the 2 extra steps that are shown.
You have to be quiet, please. Thank you.
May I continue?
Sorry.
Not you,
No
you
problem.
can talk.
She couldn't.
I wanted to make sure that everybody was. The steps off the covered porch are shown in your photograph packet. I believe it's the second to last one. So there were 2, previously we were proposing 2 stairs, and now it's 4 stairs. As well as the existing raised patio, which is off the cabana and off the shed that leads down to the sun deck area, I guess you can call it. The existing wood-burning fire pit was originally approved to be built on a raised patio with a 10-foot side and 12.1-foot rear setback. The raised patio was not built, and that's shown in your photo packet as well. We were approved for 18.3 feet to the rear yard and 8 feet to the side yards. We are now requesting 10 feet and 12 feet, just a few feet further setback from the required rear, and is screened by a retaining wall, which was not proposed on the prior plans. The existing raised patio on the west side of the property and the raised patio on the east side, rear yard setback. Currently, it's 44 feet to the west patio and 48 feet to the east patio, where 50 feet is required. These patios, as I previously mentioned, lead to the stairs that bring you down to the on-grade patio, which is the sun area. The existing raised patio is 4 feet side yard setback, and we are required 20 feet. And then there's an existing AC unit off of the abutting cabana, which it butts to the property to the east, which was it's a shed there. And then the last variance is what we've already discussed, which was the cabana with the kitchen. So with that, that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions this board may have.
Do you have any consent from that neighbor that's with the 4-foot side yard?
So we did get consent letters from, that's the Rizzuto and the Dobbins family who butt to the west and east on the prior application. Due to the de minimis nature of this, we didn't.
They're okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say that with the notice, I did send a letter to all of the neighbors explaining what the project was. I did speak to a Mary Semitas of 56 Knots, which is directly behind the property. And she had, first expressed concerns about all the construction that has gone on in the past, but seemed to be a little bit relieved that there was going to be no more further construction. So if we're denied tonight, there will be more construction to demolish everything. So.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you, everyone.
Hearing number 24, Appeal 23-303, Jill Mialesio at 101 Ratcliffe Drive, East Norwich.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
I do.
Name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Cole Gartmayer, here on behalf of HLS Expediting, 180 Gloria Boulevard, Hauppauge, New York, 11788. An agent representing Jill D. Alessio, 101 Radcliffe Drive East, Norwich, 101 Radcliffe Drive East, East Norwich, New York, 11732, Section 24, Block 11, Lot 12. This property is in an R17 zone. An application's been filed for a proposed renovation. We're seeking a reduction of the amount of off-street parking in particular for a partial garage conversion to habitable space. There's already an existing jog in the garage, which unfortunately makes it not conform to the dimensions that would be allowable for it to be considered a parking space. However, for many years, the parents of Jill D'Alessio had parked a sedan in the garage without problems. They're really only seeking to bump it out a little bit. I believe it was 16 to 18 inches towards the front of the garage. So really what they're just doing is squaring off the dining room. And that's just to give, a little bit cleaner of an aesthetic. I've been by the house. There is, it definitely needs some freshening up. The house has been in the family for over 70 years. They are eager to renovate it, get their kids in the school system so that way they can, bring their kids out and, have them raised in the environment that they were brought up in. There is currently only one car for the household. So that was really just, as for the foreseeable future, they will have one car. So really just the driveway will be sufficient parking for them. Although again, I have been in the neighborhood, there are no parking signs. It is fairly common for people to park on the street, although I understand that you guys cannot police that.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
You too, thank you. And we are going to take a little 10-minute break.
How you doing? Good?
Take your time, huh? You stop for 10 minutes at least.
Yeah. That it was a 2 week between, and I could tell.
I'm kidding.
Oh, he had called me to say that he wasn't feeling well, there is no meeting.
Oh, okay.
So he made the same mistake as me. It wasn't just me. My husband didn't want him around either, I guess.
But there's a couple of months that it's 5 Thursdays, so it's always 2 more. So that's why.
Well, I put all the dates in my calendar. Okay.
I got taken out to dinner as a result, so it wasn't that bad.
That was good. I hope he's okay.
What's it?
I heard he has some good hair. going away this summer at all?
Leaving Tuesday afternoon, my boat trip.
That's nice, yes, nice.
Mattatuck, Block Island, Montauk.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
How about you?
End of August.
Nice.
But I'm not missing anything,
Okay.
that's okay.
We have 2 weeks in August too, where there's
Yeah,
no
yeah, I'm not,
meetings.
I'm going away the week after, so I'm fine.
Good.
But I'm away in August.
Yep, I have you marked.
You already have a tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boat.
Boat, yeah.
Boat, so.
But the weather really hasn't been good
I
until just
know.
recently.
Yeah. You busy, Don?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah?
busy.
Good.
Same old stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
How are you?
You went away, right?
Yeah, just on the boat. Well, I was in the Bahamas in May. Yeah. That was really nice.
Yeah, I bet.
Hi. Sure. Did you find the new, did anybody get a new? There's no new rejection.
I called Bob, I'm like, Bob, so next time we do this, I'm submitting everything to the.
Got ears in the back of my head.
Completely.
I'm a mom, I can hear everything.
No new rejection.
I had a teenager, I have to listen really carefully.
Right.
Comes up faster than you think.
Okay.
What happened was, we set that,
Two and three. Okay. Good.
This is one controversial.
Okay, the next one, right?
Not the next one.
She's done this before the break, right?
yeah, it doesn't. Yes, this was
Okay. Is there another?
They were.
He's still voting.
I believe they're identical.
Yeah. You hope that people figure that out, right?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be, yeah. Who is that?
The board, interested on the race, from the chairman. That's the race. I think the Long Beach race too. But the candidate looks good there. It's a shame Denise left. She's, yeah, she worked hard on the job. She's good, she's good. 24 is what Cole's just had to She's tough lady.
Correct.
Rich leaving? Yeah. Right? Knowing him, he's smart enough to know that. And he's not a young man. Yeah. Yeah. They can do nothing. Oh, that surprises me.
I don't think I don't think
No, not as much as she should have. No.
Hold over one will be next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
How's that back?
No, we're just filing in, okay?
I like him though, I really do.
He's doing very well.
Yeah, he is, I really like him.
Now is when we need the coffee.
Yeah, now we do, we should have a coffee maker.
Huh? Probably not. Sitting better, my blood pressure
right.
through the roof, right?
Okay. 9:07.
So my nephew was higher function. He was sworn into the bar today.
Oh, God bless.
He's very smart.
Yeah, they can be, yeah.
If you met him, you'd be like, yeah, I believe corporate.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, you can. He speaks fluent Japanese.
No, it's disgusting, it even smells. It does, what, just open the doors or something. It's gross.
I'm not proud of it. I have to tell one of the attorneys over the state, because I have students in my class at Nassau who get extra time because of a disability. So the test, if I'm doing a test for an hour, they're allowed to do it for an hour and 20 minutes. If they go to law school, one law firm would hire them because, you know, they need to
Yeah, I have no
build
idea.
hours.
He's got a job already.
Yeah, oh, sure he is, that's different, that's a different, disability, but that's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear
Yeah,
that.
I mean, if you would have asked me when he was a child, that if you would have told me he was going to be a lawyer, I'd be like, yeah, right.
Yeah, where did he go to college?
Into Toronto.
Okay.
I think he
and he could add locally to
Stony Brook.
The Corals are law school. So, yeah, no, I said college, so.
Stony Brook.
Okay, but it's a hard school to get into, it's not that yet.
No,
It's
he's
great.
smart. He got scholarships. But, I mean, I don't, he's my nephew, I don't know him.
Yes.
He's just, he doesn't talk, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's all, that's a, yeah.
His handshake, I can't even teach him how to shake hands. I said to him, this is behind the scenes, he's gonna do it. Because a lot of people don't know.
I don't know how to, there's certain things you can teach people, yeah.
No, you can't teach.
There's certain things you
Just
just
do, can't teach socialization.
That's very hard.
It's good.
But you're right, he could be doing it, he could be in the back room, in the country.
Speaking Japanese, I don't know.
That's
Ready?
already.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, okay. Hearing holdover 1, Appeal 23-202, Gail and Lennon Marquez at 47 Pewter Lane, Hicksville.
Still under oath, sir.
Hi, I'm Robert Rowena. I'm the architect representing Gail and Lennon Marquez at 47 Pewter Lane. So they purchased this home with an existing nonconformity, and now that they're looking to sell the home, they're looking to have it maintained. And the existing nonconformity is the driveway is built all the way up to the property line. And we're asking to have that maintained instead of having them have to do work before they sell the house.
Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, this is not like the other one.
That's,
This is a pretty driveway with some curb appeal. It has, I think, a planter in the middle, actually.
Yes.
It's kind of different looking.
Okay.
No, did you have a letter of consent from the neighbor by any chance?
The homeowner got verbal consent from the most affected neighbor, but I don't think they ever produced like a letter or
Okay,
anything.
but you're putting it on the record?
Yes, yes.
So I think that's it.
okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Okay, public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Hearing holdover 2, Appeal 22-381, 189 Broadway LLC at 189 Broadway, Bethpage. And this will be heard along with holdover 3, Appeal 22-382, also 189 Broadway LLC at 189 Broadway in Bethpage.
Can we borrow your diesel?
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. Judy Simoncic with the firm of Forcelli, Deegan, Tirana. You're making a lot of noise, Mike. I'll wait. Again, good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. Judy Simoncic with the firm of Forcelli, Deegan, Tirana, with offices at 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard in Uniondale, appearing on behalf of the applicant this evening. With me tonight is Mike Lynch with Lynch Appraisals. He's a real estate appraiser. He will be testifying further along in the presentation. The premises is known as 189 Broadway in Bethpage. It's zoned R17. It's designated as Section 49, Block 138, Lot 161 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. It has 105 feet of frontage on Broadway, a total lot area of 10,500 square feet. It's presently improved with a very small 1.5-story cape structure that was constructed in 1940 according to the Nassau County Department of Assessment records. We're here tonight seeking variances to permit the subdivision of the premises into 2 equal-sized lots. We're proposing lots with an area of 5,250 square foot each. Since we are in the R17 zoning district, each lot requires variances from lot area, from the minimum 7,000 square foot requirement, lot width at the street with 52.50 feet proposed where 70 is required, and lot width from the front to the rear of the same amount of 52.50 feet. I'd first note the rejection letter and the notice for this hearing were advertised, also requiring a side yard variance for the cellar entrance as well as a one-stall parking deficiency. That's for both homes. The plans had been revised, and the plans before the board this evening do comply with the side yard setbacks, and we have added a garage with a driveway that provides for 2 spots for each home. So we have a total of 3 off-street parking spaces for each home. Unfortunately, those plans had not been reviewed by the building department, it appears, so we didn't get an updated rejection letter, but I would ultimately be prepared to withdraw the request for the parking variance as well as the side yard setback variance, if that's been confirmed that we comply. But I believe we do, and the plan before the board this evening does show.
So we're going to mark that as withdrawn?
Yes. Before I get into the merits of our application, I do want to address the recent letters received by the board in opposition to this application. This application was initially scheduled for public hearing on September 22nd. In early September, we learned there was interest in the application by the immediate neighbor to the south, Colleen Colalori. She resides at 185 Broadway. I personally reached out to Mrs. Colalori and arranged to meet at her home on September 15th of last year. The applicant was also present at that meeting. At that meeting, she advised to me that she was speaking on behalf of approximately 5 of her neighbors, including her son, Brian Colalori, who lives directly across the street from the property at 188 Broadway. She indicated to me that she was relaying her concerns as well as their concerns to the application. I understand the board did recently receive a letter from Ms. Colalori and several other neighbors voicing objections to tonight's application. And just looking at her letter states that her real concern relates to the proposed outdoor cellar entrance, and that seems to be her only concern. First, I have spoken with the applicant, and he is willing to eliminate the cellar entrance, so that would no longer be an issue. We do need to, for state code purposes, to provide for a window well, but we are going to amend our plans to eliminate the cellar entrance. You'll see on the revised plans that the basement is an unfinished basement. It's not habitable. It only has a ceiling height of 7 feet, 7 7/8. So it's strictly only to be used for storage, and again, it's unfinished, and it will not have a cellar entrance. So we believe we've addressed that concern that was contained in her letter. But I would point out to the board, and what's most disturbing about the letter is that it fails to advise the board that we were asked to make significant other modifications to this proposal that were very costly as well. At the time that I met with Ms. Colalori and the applicant in September of last year, we were asked to revise the plans to first remove one of the bedrooms on the first floor and in its place create a garage for each of the dwellings and expand the driveway, which we did. We were asked to move the driveway, which is on the south side, on the south lot that is, which is adjacent to her driveway, to the opposite north side of that dwelling, which we did. She asked that we move the driveway on the north lot as well to the center so that the 2 driveways on the new homes would be aligned with one another and not next to the existing homes. We did that. And she also requested we increase the side yard setback on the common boundary between her yard and the proposed southern dwelling. The setback was previously 6 feet to the cellar entrance. We're now proposing 8.5 feet to the cellar entrance. And the setback from the dwelling was 10 feet, and now we've increased that to 12.5 feet. We were specifically asked to make these changes, and we did, in good faith, make those changes. At that same meeting, at September 15th at her home, she offered to arrange another meeting with all the neighbors who she was speaking to take place again at her house. The purpose would be to confirm that all these proposed modifications would sufficiently satisfy the neighbors and their concerns. Again, as I said, in good faith, at that time, we did submit a letter to the board adjourning the September 22nd hearing so that we could have further opportunity to meet with the neighbors. The applicant had his architect revise the plans to implement all of those changes. And again, those are the plans that are before the board this evening. In the following months, I continued to correspond with Ms. Colalori via email and telephone, and we agreed to have a meeting date on December 7th at her home to go over the revised plans. I reached out to confirm, and it was at that time that she suddenly apprised me that I no longer should be speaking with her. I should be talking to the individual neighbors that we believe she was speaking on behalf of. She sent me an email giving me all of their names and addresses and email addresses. I then sent an email to each of those neighbors saying, we've agreed we're going to have a meeting on December 7th at her home. And then she replied to me that, no, we are not going to be having a meeting at my home. I don't want to host it at my home. You need to deal with them directly. So I sent them a subsequent letter inviting them again to a December 7th meeting. No one responded to me. There was one neighbor who emailed me and said that she didn't have time to meet, and she didn't indicate any objections. I honestly can't even remember her name at this point. It's been 10 months from now ago. But long story short, I never heard from any of those other neighbors. I do want to submit to the board copies of my correspondence with Mrs. Colilori and the adjournment letter that I had submitted and the letter that I sent to each of the neighbors individually, giving them my telephone number, saying, please call me, we would like to meet. And it's been 10 months and I haven't heard from anybody, and we decided to proceed with the plans that were revised at her request. And again, the applicant has really made every effort to accommodate the concerns of Mrs. Colilori as well as the neighbors that I believe she was speaking on behalf of. The applicant himself went door to door to many of the neighbors and spoke with them, and in fact, not everybody in the area opposes this application. We do have consent letters from 6 neighbors that are within the 100-foot radius, and I'd like to submit to the board a copy of the radius map that's been marked up with the consent letters that the applicant did secure. Now, as for the opposition letters, I believe there were 17 letters that were submitted to the board recently, I think, within the last week. Of the 17 opposition letters received, several letters were from multiple occupants of the same home. One of them was actually Mrs. Colilori's daughter, who is not an owner on the deed of the property. And there were others that were from a home that's actually a rental property. The renter submitted an opposition letter. There are only 5 owners within 100 feet of the premises that are opposing this application. Of those 5, one previously signed a consent letter. That was Carrie Kaya at 29 Emerson Street, which I had submitted a copy of the consent letter. She appears to have changed her mind on that. Another, just briefly going through the letters that were received, the owner who signed for 181 Broadway does not live at the property, and the home is a rental property. In fact, this property, which is on the corner of Broadway and Emma Street, is a lot that is smaller than ours. It's on a 50 by 100-foot lot. Catherine Soliday, who submitted a letter, she resides at 196 Broadway. She's the house between the smoke shop and the church on the east side of Broadway. Her letter indicates that she believes we're proposing 4 new homes on this, in this application, which is obviously not accurate. We're only adding 1 home to the property. And then again, out of the abutters, I believe only one of the 4 abutters opposes this application, which is Ms. Colilori. And then the final letter, there was also a form letter that was generated that was signed by several neighbors. Only 2 of the lots that signed that letter are within 100 feet of the property. And basically, the form letter is essentially setting forth complaints about the existing smoke shop that's on the corner of Central Avenue and Broadway, and landscape trucks that are apparently parking on Broadway when they go into the smoke shop, which they shouldn't be doing because the street is posted, it's a town road, it says no standing at any time. These are clearly issues that are beyond the control of the applicant, and they will continue to exist with or without this proposed 1 additional dwelling in this subdivision. As I indicated, Broadway is a town road, and it does have parking restrictions, so if people are disobeying traffic rules along Broadway, that's something that the neighbors should be calling the town, call code compliance, and have them address these issues. These are not created as a result of this application.
Parking?
Parking issues, yes. The east side of Broadway is posted no standing anytime, and on the west side, there's 2-hour parking restrictions all day, except for holidays and Sundays.
Well, that would be a police matter, though, not the town.
Okay, Nassau County Police. But again, it's not our issue.
Correct.
It's not the applicant's issue, and that seemed to be the crux of that form letter that was signed by 12 people, but it actually only reflected 9 properties. And again, only 2 of those are within the 100-foot radius. Again, we're only adding 1 new home. We now have a garage with 2 additional off-street parking spaces in the driveway for a total of 3 parking spaces. So we are exceeding the parking requirements of the code, adding an additional home that provides more than the code requires for off-street parking will clearly not have any adverse impact on surrounding roadways or create parking issues. And again, overall, the opposition to this application consists of generalized objections to issues that have really nothing to do with this particular proposal. So with that said, now turning to the proposal itself. The applicant's proposing beautiful, and you'll see in front of you a rendering, beautiful center hall colonials, bless you. Center hall colonials that fit squarely within the existing character of the surrounding neighborhood. These are modest-sized, 3-bedroom homes, a 4-bedroom home with an unfinished basement. As I indicated, we've eliminated the cellar entrance, and any approval of this application would be conditioned on that. In a moment, I'm going to have Mike Lynch address the board regarding the overall character of the neighborhood and the development in the area, but it's interesting to note that this property was part of a subdivision map that had been filed in the county clerk on July 25th in 1905 as map 263. The subdivision map is entitled Map of 668 Building Lots, and this is the map, which I like to submit to the board. There's an exhibit. It's interesting because all of the lots on that map were 25 by 100-foot lots. And it seems that over the years when the developers sold the lots, they would group them from 50-footers to as large as 150 feet. So this entire area, which actually spans from the Long Island Railroad up to Central Avenue and all the way west to Stewart Avenue, was all subdivided together and has been developed in various sized lots with different types of homes as well. You have inline ranches, you have capes like the one that's on this property, and then you have Center Hall colonials and other type colonials that exist in this area. So it's really a true mix of home type styles as well as sizes of lots. And with that said, I would like to have Mike Lynch address the board. Mike Lynch is a real estate appraiser who's appeared before this board for many, many years, many, many occasions. I would ask the board to recognize him as a real estate expert in his field, and he does specialize in residential appraisal.
Yes. Just raise your right hand, sir.
Sure,
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Sure. It's Michael Lynch, business address 15 Dewey Street, Huntington, New York. I'm here on this application tonight, and before I start, I have copies of zoning board grants in the immediate area. There's a total of 18. Mostly with respect to lot area and/or lot width. I have a map I prepared of the area showing all the substandard lots in the neighborhood. And then I have a set of photos, 7 sets in total, with 18 photographs each depicting the subject property as well as the surrounding neighborhood. And the last photograph is the rendering that you saw before you on the easel of the proposed new home.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Everything sticks together.
Okay.
Thank you.
May I proceed?
Yep.
Thank you. So good evening again, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm here tonight on this application for the applicant for these
two new homes proposed at 189 Broadway. As Ms. Simoncic pointed out, though, we're only adding a net of one new home. There's an existing cape there on the property, as you'll see in my panel of photographs. So I've been out to the property twice since the original date was proposed back in the fall of last year. I was most recently there 2 days ago. I took a couple of updated photos of the area. The property is, as you know, along the westerly side of Broadway in the hamlet of Bethpage. It's just north of Emma Street. In the original filed map known as map of 668 lots, as Ms. Simoncic pointed out, which was filed over 120 years ago. And the area, as you can see in the map, I prepared a map that I feel is representative of the immediate area of the map of 668 lots. This represents roughly 2/3 of the area. And at this point, I'll go over to my easel here. And what I did is I prepared, this is off the Nassau County GIS map, and this area is representative of this part of 668 lots, the map of. And I used as my boundary lines, I used south of Central Avenue, east of Stewart Avenue, west of North Herman Avenue, and north of William Street. And these houses are all anywhere from 400 to 800 feet radius of the subject property. It represents, again, about 2/3 of the overall map, but I feel it's very representative of the immediate area. And what I did was, in all the X's you see, the yellow X's, those represent all the lots within this radius that I've created, and there are approximately 112 homes in this area within the R17 zone of which we are located. I highlighted all of those lots that are substandard with respect to lot area and/or lot width. And I came up with a total of 38 lots, as you can see, represent roughly 1/3 of all the lots within this area that, again, I feel is very representative of this section of Bethpage. The property is just south of the GB zone along Central Avenue. The neighborhood, again, is very old as far as the map, but you've got houses that were developed over the past 100 years, ranging from an old two-story square colonial that's on the church property. Actually, that house sits in the GB zone. You've got newer colonials in the immediate area on Broadway. The immediate two lots to the north of the property are newer center hall colonials that range from 2,500 to 3,000 square feet of gross living area. Across the street, you've got a newer colonial that was actually expanded. It's not as old as the two new homes to the north, but it's an updated colonial. It contains anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. The church property is diagonally to the northeast along Broadway, and again, that also includes the residence, which is in the GB zone. The lots in the overall area range anywhere from, as Ms. Simoncic pointed out, anywhere from 50 to 100 up to 150 by 100. But again, the proposed 52.5 feet by 100 is certainly in keeping with this immediate development of 668 lots as it was known. Within the 100-foot radius, you've got two 50-foot lots. At the corner of Emma and Broadway is a high ranch-style home. Just on the other corner on Park and Emma is another high ranch. That's also on a 50 by 100-foot lot. The other lots on the street on Broadway range anywhere from 75 feet by 100 up to the lot on the corner, which is a larger lot, and that's approximately 150 feet wide with a various depth. That property is actually recently in contract during my most recent visit there the other day. I noted that it was a sale that was in contract. What I've also done here is I've highlighted, or I've squared off the zoning board decisions of all the lots that I researched on the 50 by 100 foot lots. I couldn't find zoning board cases for all of them, but the 18 that I've noted are in the packet. And again, those are numbered here for those 50 by 100 foot lots or substandard lots that we researched that make up the character, again, of this immediate area of the map of 668 lots. This is what's proposed for the subject. We're going to have two 52-foot wide by 100-foot lots. This is the rendering of the proposed center hall colonial. It will contain a gross living area of 2,150 square feet and a gross building area of approximately 2,350 square feet, which is squarely within the range of the area up and down Broadway and nearby streets within the map of 668. It's a very tastefully designed center hall colonial. It's not a large home. Again, it's in keeping with the scale given its size of its 52-foot wide lot. The two larger colonials are on larger lots, but again, those are 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. This is a smaller colonial, and it's in scale, again, with the other newer colonials in the immediate section of Broadway. It contains 8 rooms, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, a full basement, no outside entrance, a 1-car garage. As Ms. Simoncic pointed out, we'll also have space for a minimum of 2 off-street parking spots on the driveway itself, plus the garage itself. So we'll have a minimum room for off-street parking of 3 vehicles. As Ms. Simoncic also pointed out, they flipped the side yards on this, so we're now offering a side yard for the neighbor to the south of 12.5 feet. It was formerly 10 feet to the structure itself. They flipped the garages around so that now the 2 garages and driveways will be in line away from the residences. So really, the only variances we require are for lot area and lot width. Again, they've revised the plans. There won't be an issue of off-street parking. Again, we're providing at least 3 off-street parking spots for the residents of each of these residences. The side yards are compliant. And again, the houses, the 2 houses proposed are very much in scale with the newer homes in this section of the map of 668 lots. In terms of values, I ran over the past 3 years, the median sale price of the existing home sales in the neighborhood within a quarter-mile radius of this property. And the median sale prices, again, this includes the older homes in addition to some spot building of newer properties, came to $552,000. The proposed sale price of this new Center Hall Colonial will be conservatively $900,000 to $950,000. I do have copies of other new construction homes in the Bethpage community within the school district. These lot sizes of these new homes range anywhere from 42.5 feet by 100 up to 60 by 100s, and the sale prices of these new homes range from $800,000 up to $1,040,000. So certainly, the prospect of these new homes in the neighborhood, they're not going to harm property values in terms of their sale prices. They're only going to help to raise the medium sale prices in the neighborhood. And in terms of the scale, again, one important thing to consider is, as of right, what could be done here in terms of the scale of a new home. And if we took the whole 102-foot wide by 100-foot lot, 105-foot, frontage by 100-foot depth, we could build a home that's certainly out of keeping with the scale of the neighborhood. We could build a house well over 5,000 square feet of gross living area, and that certainly wouldn't be in keeping with the character of the neighborhood. So these proposed two new homes are certainly in scale with not only Broadway in the immediate section of Bethpage here, but in the nearby streets where there have been some spot builds of newer colonials, and there's been other 50-foot lots that have either been knockdowns or straight-up builds of newer colonials. And again, this is in keeping with those new homes and what's desired in the Bethpage community. So to sum up, okay, just to go briefly through my display of photos, there's 18 in total. The first 4 photos are of the subject property itself. You can see it's an older cape on this lot, which has 105 feet of frontage. Photo 5 and photo 6 are of the residence to the south, and I've actually taken an updated photo of the side yard of that house that abuts the subject property. That property was the subject of a variance back in 1989 for a side yard variance. They were granted relief for a 7.1 side yard on their north yard and an 8.4-foot south side yard and an aggregate side yard relief of 15.5 feet. If you look at that photo 6, you'll see the 2 side yards of the subject property and the house immediately to the south at 185 Broadway. Photos 7 and 8 and 9, those are of the, photo 7 is a newer colonial abutting to the north of the property. That's close to a 2,900 square foot gross living area. Photo 9 is the church, which is diagonally to the northeast at 192 Broadway. Diagonally opposite the property at 184 Broadway is the house that's currently under contract. It's an older Cape Cod. Photo 11 is a ranch. Actually, let me back up. I described that as a high ranch earlier. It's a ranch. That's 2 houses south of the property. That's on a 50 by 100 foot lot. Photo 12 is the south west corner of Broadway and Emma. That's at 32 Emma. That was granted ZBA relief back in '76 for lot area, lot width, and side yards. It's a high ranch. Photo 13 is either a complete rebuild or a tear down of a colonial, not unlike what is proposed here. It's a newer colonial. This is 4 houses south of the property on a 50 by 100 foot lot. Back in '71, it was granted relief for lot area, lot width, side yards. And in 2002, I believe when the complete renovation or rebuild, there was zoning relief granted for the second story. Photo 14 is a newer colonial that's just within the 200-foot radius of the property at 189 North Windhurst. That's on a 50-foot lot. 15 and 16 photos are just street views up and down, as Ms. Szymanczyk pointed out. There's no parking on the easterly side of Broadway, and there's limited hour parking on the subject side, which is the westerly side. Photo 17 is the commercial development that's starts at 150 feet north of the property. That's a retail slash office property at 197-205 Broadway. And the last photo is of the rendering, again, that's proposed for these 2 lots. So to sum up, the requested relief for the lot area and lot width will not have any adverse impact to the community. Again, these lots are in keeping with the filed map that goes back 120 years. The area is, as you saw on my map, is roughly 1/3 of 50 by 100 and/or lot width deficient. So these proposed lots of 5250 width by 100-foot lot are certainly not going to be out of keeping with lot sizes in the area. And again, the proposed new beautifully designed center hole colonial, that's certainly not going to have an adverse impact to the character of the area because it's within keeping and within scale of the larger colonials that are up and down Broadway in this immediate area. So it's proportionate to the smaller lot size that's proposed. So at this point, I can answer any questions if the board may have any.
I do not have any questions. You guys did a very good presentation. I know that there are people here who want to speak. So
Great.
we're going to hear them, and then we'll ask you to come back.
Thank you.
So anybody who wishes to speak, raise your hand. Come on up, all of you at one time to be sworn in, and then testimony one at a time. All of you, come on up. Who's ever speaking, come on up. We're going to swear you in all at once, and then just give your name and address when you speak. We just ask that you do not repeat what's already been said. If you agree with what is said, just say, "I agree," but don't say it all over again, because we don't want to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. So everybody raise your right hand, please. All of you at once.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings? Yes. Just, as you speak, please, your name and address.
Hi, my name is Megan Schmidt. I live directly behind the property in question. I was the other neighbor who she reached out to who did answer. I answered multiple times. I was working that day. I'm a nurse. I work late. She proposed another time during Christmas week, which also didn't work, and then I never heard from her again. So my husband...
I don't think you said your address.
I live at 189 Park Avenue. 184 Park Avenue, directly behind this lot.
184 Park?
184 Park, directly behind them. I wrote this before they decided to change all the plans in the last minute, so just bear with me as
Sure.
I'm not in my normal state of life.
I would just say, when you're reading, be aware that someone is taking everything down, so be kind, don't speak too quickly, because she has to get it down, and I know it's tough.
A few years ago, we were searching the housing market. We knew Bethpage was a town we wanted due to a sense of community and family, also very close to the town we grew up in, right next door in Hicksville. So close community. Donna, who's here, actually sold us the house. She lives right around the block from the area also. We were hoping to find the perfect home, and we found that in this one, and we now live there with our 1-year-old daughter, and our second baby's on the way. We bought this house for many reasons. One being the large property size of 100 by 100, just like all the surrounding areas. We had extra space away from all of our neighbors and privacy for our family to grow. Of note, the tree that is located on the back edge of their property also is on our property. Our fence line is now in about a foot because of that. The tree provides privacy. We have a pool in our backyard. Our other neighbors also have a pool in our backyard. Our old neighbors who lived behind us had a deck. It provided privacy for the whole area. We do not want that tree cut down, and it is about half ours. By allowing...
I'm just going to put it right on the record. It has nothing to do with us. We don't make a decision on that. Go
That's
ahead.
fine. By allowing this property to be subdivided into 2 extremely small lots at 52.5 feet, you're changing the look of the entire community we purposely moved into. Also, with the proposed basement entrances that are only 8 feet from the property line, you're then opening it to having multiple families living on this one lot.
There will be no basement entrances, also on the record.
But
No
they just
basement
changed
entrances.
that, so
Okay.
I'm just reading. If we had wanted that many neighbors, we would have bought a house and started our family more westward on the island, shortening both my husband's and commute to work. Lastly, although it does not directly affect our property, by adding these two properties with extra living spaces, there will be more cars on the road at the start of Broadway, which is already a busy road. My husband is a volunteer firefighter and responds to the house right across Central on Broadway. They often drive down this block to the entire area. Recently, we've had 2 major fires right down the road. They take this straight through. You're adding more cars onto the street, you're adding more traffic, you're creating more of a nuisance for them to do their job. So if you have read this or listened this far, me and my husband, who own the property directly behind the lot in question, are against the proposed variances to subdivide the lot as well as add side basement entrances. And I agree, it looks beautiful, but if any of you have had a chance to drive past this lot, 2 of those are going to look absolutely terrible on that lot size. So if they want to put 1, it would look beautiful. 2 is going to be very tight and an eyesore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next. Name and address, please.
Donna Hickey, 110 Broadway, Bethpage, New York. The only question I have is listening to the presentations just given to us. They're referring to Herman, they're referring to Windhorst. Those blocks don't have the traffic Broadway has. Broadway is got industrial, it's got private homes, the parking there is horrific between, and I understand what we should be calling and complaining about the trucks and the illegally parked people at the smoke shop and all of the gardeners and the nursery people that are parking their trucks there. You can't get through. Put construction in there. There's construction the other day. There was almost a head-on collision. So when you compare it to Herman and Windhorst, there's no comparison. And when they say Broadway, it's Broadway. I live I'm terrible navigationally. I couldn't tell you how many feet I live. Maybe 2 blocks from Mrs. Calalori. But I live right on Broadway, and it is horrific. They added stop signs nobody pays attention to. To put 2 houses on that piece of property is not going to enhance the neighborhood, and it's certainly not going to help the traffic. You've got 2 nursery schools, one on Park and another one on Broadway coming out of that church. There's a Montessori nursery school. So you can't possibly think that this isn't going to affect the traffic pattern. It most certainly is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jacqueline, and this is my mom, Maritza. We are
Last
from
name?
Maritza Ramirez and Jacqueline Ramirez.
And your address, please?
193 Broadway, Bethpage.
Thank you.
Next to the property, the next side.
Yeah. So we purchased the home, well, my parents did, in November of 2014. We used to live in Queens and had decided to move there because of the privacy and the space compared to Queens. Over there is way too many people and way too many cars, and we prefer to have our own space now after so many years of living there. We are opposed of the 2 houses that they're planning on building. We believe that 1 house, a beautiful house like that, is perfectly fine. We have no problem with that. We just believe that those 2 houses would be way too tight and way too close to our side of the fence because we're on the right side, I think. There is also a stair entrance on our side of the fence that...
No more.
Oh, no? Okay. Anything you want to say?
Hi. I just want to say, actually, when he comes to me, I think he's the owner. I saw him one time. Anyway, I was happy because he told me I just bought a house. So I spoke to my husband. I said, you know what? They're going to build a new house. I got happy because I have a beautiful house too, thank God. And then I hear it's 2 houses. So then I didn't like it.
Then you weren't happy.
No. I say, 2 houses.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be too tight, close to our property, because we have a fence next to them. And also for the parking, I think it's going to be too busy. We have a church across the street, And weekends, they have a service there. We're busy to move the cars out. They park in front of my house.
they
I don't
do.
have any problem with that. I
Yeah.
just want to go to work. But, we're going to have more cars in the
Yeah,
block.
that's true.
So that's all I just want to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Colleen Calalori. I live at 185 Broadway. Yes, I have met with Ms. Semantic and Anu. I have a question. Did everybody get all the letters that were received and everybody has
Yes.
read them? Okay, so
Yes.
everybody has mine, so they knew what I had to say. But never did it come up today that the house directly across the street from me recently got sold, and they are building 2 houses there as well. They do not need variances because the property sizes are larger. So just like the Ramirez and the Gonzalez family in 2014 was subdivided, we never had an opinion on that. And yes, the houses look beautiful, but now 3 houses have become 6 since I've moved in. And it is extremely crowded. The church, the nursery school. I have 5 grandchildren that live on the block. They're all teenagers. When I moved in, I had 7 cars in my driveway at one point. Okay, what's going to happen when my first grandchild got her license in February? Okay, it's only going to trickle down with all the kids driving. There's no place to park. My son is in New York, he's a New York City fireman, but he's also a Bethpage volunteer fireman. It is crazy to try to get out of your driveway and get down to the firehouse. There's a traffic light, and I never really could understand why you couldn't park across the street, because the width of the street is the same on my block as it is on Donna's. I now understand it. It's because when the traffic light turns red, everybody backs up, and if there's landscaping trucks or if any trucks are at the smoke shop, no one could come down the block because we're waiting for a red light. So it backs everybody up because we're so close to the corner of Central and Broadway. So we're just adding more cars in 2 additional houses, one across the street from me, one next door to me, that it just doesn't help what's going on there. So if anybody has any questions for me on what my letter and what Ms. Samancic said.
I have not read all the letters yet because they were just handed to me. I don't think I'm going to read them all into the record. They are going to be part of the record. And
Okay.
I'm going to read into the record each person who wrote one.
Okay.
I'm just not going to read every letter because,
No. My biggest objection here was the outside entrance. It was a terrible idea because in my eyes, when I met with Anoop back in September, they agreed to take that out. And when I came last week to see the plans again, it was still there. So how do you think I felt? Like, was he not listening? I just felt like I was duped. So.
We frown upon basement entrances, this board. However, I was told today that there's a new law that's been passed that there has to be egress. It doesn't have to be an entrance, it could be a egress window.
No, I understand that. But it was where it was being placed.
I understand that.
It's in the front
And we
corner.
look at them that way too,
I'm sorry?
We look at them that way as well,
Right.
basement entrance.
Right. If, God forbid, there's rental properties in there, that's a problem for us.
Yes, it is.
Because then it becomes not 2 more families, it becomes 4. And the very same thing could be happening across the street from me. What we have to all decide, I've lived in this community for 67 years, okay? I've raised my family here, my children bought houses here. We have to stick together and keep the town of Oyster Bay the way we used to have it. And that's all I ask.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, that's it. Rebuttal.
I'm back. I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. Ms. Calori brought up the property across the street. I noted that that property is in contract. I did read the listing on the property, and it talks about the potential for subdivision, which there is, because it's an oversized parcel. The property that fronts on Emma Street has 75 feet of frontage and a depth of 93 feet, so that would meet the criteria. And the primary portion of the lot where the existing cape sits, that would be on an 82-foot wide lot. If there's two new homes proposed, they're going to have to knock the main house down because you're not getting two houses plus the existing residence there. So just to clarify that, if it was implied that there would be actually three homes now on that property, it's not accurate. The house is intended to be knocked down. With respect to the scale again, the Ramirez spoke about how this house is overly large. It's actually the scale of their home, which according to Nassau County assessment has a gross living area of 2,936 square feet. The lot is 7,500 square feet. So the land to building of that property is nearly identical to what's proposed for each of these lots, which is a 2,150 square foot gross living area and a 5,250 square foot lot. So they're proportionately in scale. And again, you can see the beauty of the rendering here of what's proposed. These certainly are not going to adverse impact property values. They're not large homes, so they are in keeping with the character. And again, as I pointed out earlier, we could knock this home down, the existing cape, and put up a house that's out of keeping with the existing housing stock in this section of Bethpage. We could put up a well over 5,000 square foot house, which would be way out of scale with other homes in the community. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to address the concern about the tree in the rear, I just spoke with the applicant. He is willing to maintain that and not remove it as part of the application, even though he's not required to do that. So he's willing to do that as well for the neighbor in the rear. Again, he has made every effort to address what we believed were all of the concerns of the residents. And I think hearing tonight, hearing what we just heard from the neighbors, I think we have addressed all their concerns. And again, the issue with traffic, there's a reason why there's not a traffic engineer at this hearing, and there would be if it was reasonable to say that one additional home would cause adverse impact to surrounding roadways and traffic in the immediate area. We have to remember, there's a house on the property now. The current home has a garage, and it has a driveway that accommodates two cars. So one of the new homes is a complete wash. We're proposing a house with a garage that will accommodate a two-car driveway. So we're truly only adding one home to this street that has only 8 homes already. So we're not overcrowding the area. Again, we fully comply with the parking requirements. In terms of mass, too, I'll just add on to what Mr. Lynch indicated. In terms of setbacks, even the rear yard, we are required 25 feet. We have 31 feet. Front yard, we're required 25.1, which is the average setback. We're at 26. The height of the house is below 28 feet, which is allowed. Building coverage, we're under the 25% at 23.3%. We're not fully maximizing out this parcel. This homes will be to scale to the 5,200 square foot lot that we're proposing. Overall and in conclusion, these dwellings certainly will not produce an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or be a detriment to nearby properties, as they are in character with the surrounding areas demonstrated by Mr. Lynch and the submission of all the evidence of the previous variances that had been granted and the existence of the other undersized lots in the immediate area. The benefits to the applicant cannot be achieved by any other method other than by granting these variances. We can't subdivide without the variances. That's obvious. And we are seeking the minimum variances necessary, which is something the board should be looking at, and we've really pared down this application to the minimum variances needed to build one additional home. The requested variances are not substantial in light of the fact that they will not have any adverse impact on the physical environmental conditions of the neighborhood. And again, we're talking about one home. It's not 4 houses. That if the board has the opportunity to read the letters that were submitted, one of the neighbors thought we were proposing 4 new houses. This is one house, one small scaled properly house on a 52.50 foot lot. Actually, it's 2.5 feet large, 250 square feet larger and 2.5 feet wider than all the other 50 by 100s that we identified and submitted to this board. So we're slightly larger than the smallest lots that are in the area. That concludes my presentation. If the board has any further questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
We're going to enter that into the record, right? Okay, what else you got? It's a board copy, so yeah. That's it.
Just we have to vote. It's a public hearing.
Now.
Okay, where are they? The reserves? So this is just for the board to vote on, buddy. There was reserve decisions, so they've already heard at a prior meeting, and now we just vote. We brought them back because there were changes made.
Good night, everybody.
You too.
Good night, Anthony. Good to see you.
Good night.
Here, Anthony.
Yeah.
I've been eating them, thank you.
What are you giving it? Oh, green? Is that the?
Apple.
That's my favorite.
You like the
I
apple?
don't.
Thank you, I do like the apple.
Why are they so
Not saying
good?
anything, but
Oh, my
the
God.
apples are the best. It's so good. Actually, I do mango. Fun to it.
You're like a connoisseur on. Here, take these back. No. I mean, of course I'll eat them.
I don't have to ask you.
What?
Do you take any coffee with your milk?
Hey,
I have
no.
I know.
I
She told me to get her 5, when I got them, she said get 5. So-
I said 6.
Oh, God, I'm gonna get her 5.
The coffee,
Really, a lot.
their coffee, it's just very strong. I'm like, "Whoa." But so I just put the milk in it. But
Doesn't it get cold so fast?
it was very hot. I wasn't concerned about that.
I used to get them at another store that they shut down.
Tonight was very, very long.
It was, it seems so.
Drawn out.
It was.
You want more candy?
Tonight felt like the longest meeting we've had in a while.
Yeah, I think so too.
And a lot of
And
kind
except for the
of,
last one, nothing was really,
no, but it was a lot of like slow and low talkers. which
It
I
was.
get, like I find myself
I
breaking.
Oh, my
always look
God.
Like focus, focus, focus.
I know, I'm like,
there are certain expediters that I use. If they're doing a lot of cases, I know it's gonna go fast because they're just.
Well, Mr. Schumacher
Yeah.
was very
Yeah,
fast.
he's great. I mean, some of the, they're just, but there were a lot of newbies here. People, yeah.
Yeah, it was newcomers night.
And no air conditioning, though.
That also does not help us focus.
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy.
I wore my winter shirt tonight because we
I
froze
did
here
too, I
last
wore-
time.
Yeah,
Can't win here.
No.
okay.
So we're gonna vote. All right. Hearing number one was postponed. Hearing number two, appeal number 23-251, Marissa Burns. I have no problem with this. Anybody else have a problem with it?
Withdrew the height.
Yeah, they withdrew the height. So I'm
Right.
fine
The
with that.
height that they withdrew the,
Which is nice,
I will get new plans.
but we can vote on it, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number three, appeal number 23-261.
That was fine, I'll move it.
Lois? Who's seconding?
I will. Wait.
Who?
Me.
Okay, that's Lisa. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number four, appeal number 23-274. I don't have a problem
I don't
with
have
this
a
one.
problem with that either, I'll move it if you want.
Lois and
I'll second it.
Rebecca? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. This one, side deck is coming down, consent from neighbor, 3 consents on this. Hearing five, I'm sorry, appeal number 23-283. This is fine, I'll move it.
I'll second.
Lois will second it, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 6, appeal number 23-246. Any problem with this, anybody?
No, I don't have any problem with it.
Kathy, you
I'll
wanna move it?
Sure.
I'll second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 7, appeal number 23-273.
As long as the fence is angled, I
I
was
have
fine
it,
with
and
that.
it's gonna
I'll
be
move it.
14, so 2 8-foot sections. She has it down as 14 feet, but I think it's gonna be 16 feet.
Okay, who's going to second it?
Who's moving it?
I am.
Oh,
I'll second it.
Kathy and Rebecca, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 8, appeal number 23-237.
Okay, so they had letters of consent from
Yeah.
most of the affected neighbors.
Okay.
I'll pass it.
Kathy, and I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 9, appeal number 23-241. Second story addition.
This is absolutely fine. It's a corner house, it's on an angle, and everybody else, it's a very small house. So a top on that would look fine.
Okay. You want to move it?
Yep.
Who wants to second it?
I'll second it.
Lois will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. So moved. You don't like that, huh? Hearing number 10, appeal number 23-356.
So as long as he puts that extends that driveway sideways, he can put 2 cars in the front of his house, it's fine.
Right, and he doesn't have a parent-child anymore either.
No, exactly, that's
Okay.
removed.
So you
I'll
want to move it, Kathy?
Yes.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 11 was postponed, thank goodness. Hearing number 12, appeal number 23 dash...
No idea what this is.
Yeah,
I
this
am
one we're
so
gonna reserve.
confused. I felt like I was in La La Land.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
There's-
only thing I can think is if I somehow, if
didn't.
GPS took me to the wrong
No, I don't think
place.
so. I think this is a case of who's on first, you know, that old.
So what are you gonna tell him?
They're saying something. Reserve.
we're reserving, and what are you gonna say to the guy? Get,
Well, the survey didn't indicate the driveway, at least the one that was attached to the paperwork, but the rejection does, so we have to
And
have someone in buildings look at
We
it
need
and
clarity.
determine.
And the overhead that we looked at shows you could see the driveway and
Yeah,
even
so
the
it
fence
doesn't make
on
any
it.
sense.
So it's a reserve.
Yes, ma'am.
easier on us. Hearing number 13, appeal number 23-254. What are we thinking here?
What was this one?
This is the one where you thought the roof was kind of flat.
Yeah, I didn't like the roof pitch on this, and the reason, and you know, when people tell me, well, then, you know, then we need a height variance. Well, how about neither?
I mean, it's a lot.
It is a lot. I'm saying no to this. It's out of character with the neighborhood. It looks like it looks like a little mini mansion is what it looks like, and it's,
Do we want to know, or do we want to give them an opportunity to repitch it?
He's gonna have to make the house smaller. Then he'll have to, I know that part of it is there's that open foyer, which brings up the GFA.
But the roof was the bigger concern, right? Because it looked
Yeah, I don't like-
flat and more dense because the sides were
Yeah,
higher.
it makes it like a big box.
Yeah,
and-
because the sides
Did
go
you
up higher,
look at
so.
that neighborhood? I didn't go out there.
I mean, I was there, but I don't, when it's proposed, it's much harder to envision.
All right,
Now that I
let's-
saw
It
the
is, yeah.
elevations, I could go take a second look, but I don't want to reserve it. I mean, we can, whatever you think,
Well, how about we reserve it and give him the opportunity to do something with the roof pitch?
Yeah, because it was an expediter, it wasn't the architect. so
Without a
maybe-
without a height variance.
Yeah, obviously, you can't,
Scale down, including roof,
Yeah.
including eliminating.
the roof pitch is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, tell him we were disinclined to grant it. If he'd like it granted,
Do something. And don't come back with a height variance.
Right.
Compromise.
All right, so that's on reserve. Hearing number 14, appeal number 23-259.
This was okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll move this.
I'll second.
Rebecca and Kathy, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 15, appeal number 23-281.
This was the guy that came himself.
Yeah, he
This
did a
was
nice
okay.
job.
Yeah.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Kathy's
Lisa,
got
you want a
Kathy?
second?
Kathy's got it.
Who?
All in, it's Rita and Kathy. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 16, appeal number 23-284. I didn't see a problem with this, but we're gonna put a condition that he cannot roof that deck over. And I'll move it.
I'll second.
And Lois will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 17, appeal number 23-275. Oh, this is, yeah, Hofstra Court. Very big piece of property.
Yeah, these homes are all,
Yeah. I'll move this.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Rebecca will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 18, appeal number 23-338. Oh, this was an open
This is
foyer
a
too.
thing. There was something with this.
He claimed the slope of the property made the height variance necessary.
This was the double foyer and the extended
Right.
cellar. But the cellar is just nothing, he says, storage, right?
No bathroom.
No bathroom.
Okay. Right, he was put, right, okay, now I remember that,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's-
the
oh,
only thing I'll say is it is a 25% overage on the GFA that's being requested, right? It's 3924 required, he's giving 4840. That's a big jump. No?
And is that with the basement included?
That is, Mike, that's with the basement, and we're allowed to ask questions during voting, or no?
Yeah, that's why he's here.
That's okay, 18.
We're just trying to figure out if this one included the basement in the GFA. It did not.
So with that's what we were saying, with the basement, it would have been like,
7,000.
I mean,
An extra 1,400 square feet.
but it's not living space down there.
This isn't the guy who was
Right now.
putting the golf simulator down there, was he? This is the golf simulator guy?
It was? I thought I have two guys confused. This is the golf simulator guy, okay.
I think he got lucky that he didn't get that basement count.
Scott Carr who says that, he's supposed to be there.
Yeah. What are we thinking, guys?
I mean, I think it's okay. Oh, and we looked at the neighborhood that it's in, remember we talked about it's on that Plainview, on that like lead up between Morton and Plainview Road. I think it's okay, I just wanna be mindful, we always talk about it in Hicksville, I wanna, Lou's not here, I wanna talk about it in Plainview too and be protective. you
Yeah.
know? But,
He got lucky. I don't have a problem with it. I do have a problem with those high ceilings in the basement.
This one's only 7 foot.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you're thinking of Karen, number 21, was the one with the
Yes.
10-foot
This is only a
basement.
7 foot.
Yeah,
which
you know what,
was
I'm looking at the
originally-
height of the shed is what I'm looking at, because I'm tired. I'm
okay,
sorry.
I think this is okay.
Yeah,
All
Karen
right.
is the one with the 10-foot basement.
All right.
That's number 21.
But it's not, Mike was correct, just to clarify. The
It's not
GFA
kept.
was not included. If they had applied later, it would have been. It would have brought it up to 6,300, the GFA, but it is only a 7 foot basement.
All right, he
This
got
one.
lucky.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
All right, I move it.
I'll second.
Kathy, all in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 19, appeal number 23-245.
Okay, we have 5 letters of consent.
Yeah, this was no big deal.
No. I'll
All
move
right.
it.
Kathy? Who seconded?
Me, Rebecca.
Rebecca, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved.
Now what about this one?
This is a problem.
Yeah, they were unwilling to change anything. I don't know if you want to look, anyone wants to look at it. It's very close to the house next door.
I'd like to put it on reserve. I'll look at it. I think that Scott Kahn calls you, you could tell him that he might want to talk to his client about coming up with a different idea.
This is the one with the roof overhang encroaching
Yeah,
and they had the
it's
lawyer
2 foot.
come in?
Yes.
He made a very persuasive case.
Yes,
you know
he
what I mean?
did.
And there are other ways that the people could solve the problem, including building up. And if the neighbors would prefer them to build up, you know, just do that. I mean, not that I'm telling him what to do, but I could tell him what not to do.
Right.
And when that was
And he can
proposed
figure
to
it
him,
out,
he
because
didn't.
he's an architect.
He refused to change it. All right, that's fine,
All right,
reserve.
so that's on reserve. Hearing number 21, appeal number 23-260.
This was the one with the 10.
6 bathrooms.
10-foot ceiling, reduce the bathrooms. This is going on reserve.
Yeah, because he was going to reduce the
Because he's gonna
bathrooms.
he's gonna reduce the amount of bathrooms by 2.
That would be my daughter's dream house, a bathroom.
Me
in
too,
every
I
bed.
love, can't have
Was it chicken in every pot, a bathroom in every bedroom?
a bathroom in every bedroom. Hearing number 22, appeal number 23-320.
This is an improvement.
Oh,
It's-
yeah, this is always,
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Rebecca and Kathy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 23, appeal number 23-239. This was some spread.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh,
this
I
is-
wish this was my house.
Oh, my
It's
God.
beautiful.
I just want to live in the carriage house.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, my gosh, basement.
I'll move it.
Second.
Kathy will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 24, appeal number 23-303. Reduction of off-street parking. I'll move it.
I'll second.
Lois will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 1, holdover number 2, appeal number 23-202 and 23.
No, no, no.
Holdover number 1.
All the other one's by itself, the
Okay.
driveway.
I wrote all over it. This is the driveway. Okay. Anybody want to move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second it. Oh, Lisa got it.
Okay.
So Lois and Lisa, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 2, holdover number 3, appeal number 22-381, and appeal number 22-382. I'd like to go out and look at this myself. I want to, because I'm pretty familiar with that portion of Bethpage, but I really want to see this and get a feel for what everyone is talking about. Anybody agree with me on that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
Get some personal observations from the board on
Yes, no, I'm fine with
conditions.
reserving it. I mean, I have some very specific feelings about it already, which
Yeah, I
I
do
won't
too.
prejudice anybody else with. I
I-
go and take your own looks and.
Same. Same. All right. So-
Reserve.
Revocation?
So what happened was, you guys had granted this, Russell Koenig, it was down on clocks. They came in, they lowered the garage.
This was the one with the daughter?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So they got their decision, everything was good. Mr. Abertine called me. When they got the decision, he read the decision. If you look on the second page, so we broke it up into 2 decisions. One was for the parent-child, one was
Okay.
for so much.
Wow.
On the, it says proposed 1-story addition with roof over. That's how it was rejected, that's how the notice went out, that's how it went to the newspapers. It's a 2-story addition. He really never addressed it at the podium. He was so focused in on the
Oh,
garage.
man, come on. Oh, this poor
He
guy.
called me, Howard, and he's like, my decision says a 1-story. I go, Howard, that's how the notice went out. We pulled the rejection letter. That's how the building department rejected it. That's how the notice went, because we always go off the rejection letter,
right.
whatever they write, and he didn't pick up on it, and he really didn't address it at the hearing because everything was so focused on that garage.
Yes.
That if he had, might have realized it that night.
Yeah, yeah.
But nobody realized it because he really just kind of talked about the garage, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yep, I remember that.
So we're getting him right back on the calendar. We just have to officially revoke those, and then he's just coming right back on. It's gonna be the same thing that you saw last time, it's just that it's gonna be, the next time now, it's gonna be advertised correctly as a two-story.
And every one of those people will come
Because if any of the
out.
neighbors, ever came back and said, I got a notice that said, it's a, it's a one-story addition, and it's a clearly big two-story addition, I mean, that's just not like a,
Yeah.
so.
How sideways could this go?
I
One
mean,
case.
really, this poor
And this is
guy.
like 2 years,
Gonna
right? I
jump
mean,
in
how
the
many?
canal.
This is just crazy.
All right,
So I
well, it
just-
has to be.
It just has to.
I'll move it.
Choice.
Anybody want to second that? Ugh, it's like
I don't want
seconding
my
a
name on it, but I'll
pile.
second it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Rebecca.
Okay, but that'll be for both, right?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
It's like a lemming right behind you.
Yeah, oh my God. That stinks.
That was 176, 177.
Yes, correct. Brings us to reserve decisions. Mike, would you do me a favor? Would you get the plans out for this one in case the board wants to see it? It'll be in the box over, but it says reserve decision, 23-210. This was one that we had originally, the town attorney's office had come in and put a recommendation on it that evening.
We asked for some changes, right?
You guys put it on reserve decision. He just wants to go forward as is. There were no changes.
Then I move to deny it.
I second that motion. If we requested some modification, we like people to
I'll
be
go
a
along
little
with that.
cooperative.
We were all present for that, right?
Yep, I think so.
I think
It
so.
doesn't have any, but they usually list us, if we're not.
Yes. Is that right, Mike? Could I just glance at that one?
Yeah, it's got a 5-foot side yard.
Thank you.
Do we have the minutes from the meeting or no?
Now, there was just, it's a 50 by 100 lot, it's a small lot. And everybody was here that night. And you guys put it on reserve and.
It's an undersized lot.
Yeah,
There's the
it's
answer.
a lot.
Well, and he's looking for a 500 overage on the GFA, that's, 20%, that's a big number.
Yep.
It's a big
On a
number.
on a 50
Yeah.
by 100 lot.
Yeah, that's what does it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's denied.
Okay. Good, thank you. On the next one, you did ask for the height to go away, and they did that. If you see in the
Okay.
bold.
Do you have enough people for this?
Let's see.
Rebecca and Kathy absent,
Yeah,
so
no.
we got a
You
problem.
don't, I don't think.
Lose out tonight,
Who's out
Andrew.
tonight, so.
Oh,
it's-
yeah, Lou's not here.
So you
I didn't know Lou was
Really?
gonna be, wasn't gonna be here, so I brought
There's
it
only
back.
3 of us present.
Okay, we'll have to bring it back again. I didn't know Lou wasn't gonna be here, that's why
Yeah.
I brought it back. I didn't
He
know
never
wasn't.
called them,
No, he didn't
right?
call anyone. It's unusual,
never
he
heard
usually
him.
calls.
No, it's awful, I know.
Yeah, I don't
Hope he's
know.
okay.
I know.
Okay, thank you, I have no parent-child tonight.
Okay,
And
good.
thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll see everybody on the 20th, except the ones I won't. You're not gonna be, you are gonna be
I'm
here.
coming home on the 19th, I will be here.
Where are you going this time?
Croatia.
Lucky girl. I wanna go to Croatia. Have you been there before?
Nope, and I sell so much of it, and sometimes we're not probably being live streamed, it's nothing. And people will be like, have you been there? And I've been like, not recently, which is true.
Nice,
But now I won't have to say that.
nice, nice, nice.
One of my sister's neighbors came from there, and the way she
That
talks
one's not-
about it,
I'm gonna need
and her
this.
kids, they go where
I
we
will,
saw.
I will send a.
Beautiful.
I watch Below Deck, so I've seen them.
Oh, we love
I've seen them go to Croatia.
Right? When I was just away with Charlie and my dad, it was the only English thing on TV. There was a marathon of Below Deck, and we must have watched like 15 episodes of it.
I watch it over and over, I love that show.
What?
Below Deck?
Below Deck.
Oh, hilarious. Trash
Good night,
TV.
Michael. Good
Good
job,
night, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, thank you.
Picture, I was rolling her eyes the whole time.
How long do you have?